development of full artificial intelligence would spell the end of the human race.
It's a flying object and we don't know what it is. I would hope somebody is checking it out.
With the rocket or whatever, but incredibly fast, opposite direction. They were too fast to be an airplane.
I'm glad the Pentagon is looking at this, because if it poses a threat, I want them on top of it.
Well, the craft generates its own gravitational field.
So you said there's lights in the sky?
The internet has become the command center for criminals and terrorists.
911, what's your emergency? I need help, please help me!
Aliens won't let it happen. You know, that's what we're instructed to say.
Roswell, Area 51. Alien kept deep under the ground.
1 0 1 1 1 0 1 1 6 3 2 9 7.
Media doesn't have your best interest in mind. The government is self-serving. You're here for a reason. You're listening to Troubled Minds Radio. Broadcasting live from a secret bunker just off the extraterrestrial highway. Somewhere in the desert sands outside of Las Vegas. From somewhere in space-time, loosely labeled Generation X on planet Earth. And asking questions of you in earnest into the digital darkness. Good evening and welcome to Troubled Minds Radio. I'm your host, Michael Strange. And hello to all of you who might also have troubled minds. What's up, guys? How is everybody? I hope the beer finds you cold, or you find the beer cold. However it works. And we're back. We're back. I've shaken, well, I hope I've shaken the election blues. Is there such a thing as an election hangover? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, it seems like the rhetoric is toned down and the mudslinging continues. But at some point, you just don't give a shit anymore, do you? Good thing, because we're not going to talk about that tonight. Well, barely. We're going to talk about giants tonight. They've been mentioned in the Bible. They've been found in different archaeological sites the world over. Is there any truth to the myths and legends? And yeah, that's what we're going to talk about tonight. That's what's on deck. But before we get to any of that, what's happening? How is everybody? I hope everybody's doing well. And hopefully, like I said, we're back to normal, back to a normal bit of headspace here, and no more crying about Tom DeLonge. Well, only a little bit. I've got some Tom DeLonge updates, but and no more crying about the election. And we're going to talk about some fun stuff tonight. We're gonna kick it back into old school, and we're going to get to the paranormal a little bit, and maybe some biblical interpretations of such. But before we do any of that, let me explain. No, too much. Let me sum up. This show is what we call a long-form talk show, all right? So we have plenty of time, and the reason we do it long style is because we understand that some people don't like TikTok. Some people like a little more information than that. Some people like to participate, and some people have the attention span worthy of a 3-hour show. And so we do it. We test the endurance. So here's the most important part. So if you're listening on, it's Tuesday night, and which is our standard night, which is we usually do Tuesdays and Fridays, of course. But we do it live to include you. So if you guys want to be part of the show, I want to make sure you're aware of this. you can give us a call. Pick up the phone, the old school, maybe a rotary telephone, but the new ones have like dial button things you push and they go beep, beep, beep. I don't have to explain. But you dial this phone number, 702-957-1037, or so you call that phone number, you get straight through. Put you on the phone. You can talk to me. You can talk to whoever else might be listening, and give your take on whatever's going on in the world today. That's really what this show's about: aliens, conspiracy, the paranormal, and sometimes just normal everyday shit. Because guess what? Sometimes the conspiracy starts there. That's for sure. So there's the phone number. It is up on the screen. I will read it as we go, and we have time for you. So please do call and let me know what's up. Show feedback. If you want to say hi, is all good. You can also join the Discord. Actually, wait, I haven't joined the Discord, have I? I should probably do that. But you can join the Discord. It's what a lot of the youngsters are using for. Let's see. There we go. I'm in the Discord for playing video games and communicating and that type of thing. So it doesn't have a long distance phone number. If you have an internet connection, it is free. Just go to troubledminds.org. That's the official website. On the top right, you'll find the phone number and the Discord link. You can click the Discord, and you get an invite straight to the server. And then there's instructions in there if you want to if you want to join the show. All right. So with all of that said, here's what's on deck tonight. Like I said, this is a long show, so settle in, grab yourself your favorite beverage or some popcorn or whatever it is that settles you down, because this is the time to settle down. This is the time to put your feet up and let your mind wander, let your mind work a little bit, because we talk about all those things, and hopefully get you thinking, because that's really what this is all about. But okay, so what we're gonna do before we get to the giants and maybe the Nephilim, let's call them, or the Lovelock giants in Nevada, we're going to get to all that. So before we do that tonight, we're going to do some news. Actually, before we do that, we're going to do some shout-outs, because we are streaming live on Twitch. We're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube. We're streaming live on Twitter, which is Periscope, actually, and DLive, and who knows, some other shit, too. I don't know. Whoever hasn't banned us yet. Okay, so if you want a shout-out, we are reading the chat. Just type in the chat where you're listening from. We'll give you a shout-out, and then after that, then we're going to get to some conspiracy news. So there we go. Let's just go straight to shoutouts, and then we'll get into the news and see what's going on out there. All right, let's see. What do we got? We got first is Kurt. First on Facebook is Kurt. How you doing? Number 2 is OG Todd. Thanks for showing up. We got William, a close third. Rachel, 4th. Chad, 5th. They're numbering them for me. Because everybody's concerned I can't count after the last several shows. What's up, Scully? Scully says, Giants, yes. The ancients carved in stone what they saw. Try carrying a 50-pound stone, then imagine carving and moving a 200-ton stone. They did it so we would remember. There you go. And we're going to talk about some of that tonight. What's up, Sherry? Thanks for showing up tonight. People that just don't get it, and young boys. Yeah, well, I'm not sure what you mean, but Elizabeth from Oregon, how you doing? Thanks for showing up. Let's see. I think it's Sherry from the Ethereal Plane. Is that what you're transmitting from tonight? Welcome to the show. Scully, what's up? As U.S. North Carolina researched the Judaculla Starstone and the Slant-Eye Giant battled by the First Nation Cherokee. It's global, not just in faraway lands. Yeah, I don't know that one. We won't get to that tonight, unless you want to call and tell me about it, of course, which I'm going to put the phone number back up for, because that sounds fantastic and fascinating. What's up, Fred? Thanks for showing up. Fred from Arizona. And let's see. Kurt says, what's up, Kurt? When you realize fallen angels are real and our ancestors made sure to let us know, mine goes pop. There you go. What's up, Tamara from South Africa? Thanks for being here tonight. Let's see. Devin, hello on Facebook. Let's see. Who else do we got? Joe from Florida. I find the bodies cold. That's not good. That's not where you want to find the bodies. Let's see. What do we got? Let's see. Tamarin says it's not a myth, but most definitely a legend. Yeah, I think that's for certain. Let's see. Todd says, of course, giants are real, or were they all built, all the ancient megaliths, plus their footprints and bones? Hey, there we go. Todd snapped in tonight. He didn't show up to shit on everything. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Sergio, what's up? Sergio on Facebook. I see you there. Thanks for showing up. Elizabeth, they're hiding evidence in the Smithsonian. Yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit as well. Let's see. Kurt says University of New Mexico has 3 giant skulls. They aren't hidden. There we go. What's up, Mary? Thanks for showing up. Mary on Facebook. Let's see. What else do we got? Valentino, my first time listening. Well, my first time speaking to you then. What's up, Valentino? Thanks for showing up tonight. We're going to be talking about some conspiracy news in just a little bit, and then we're going to get to the giants, just in case you were wondering what was up. Let's see. Let's go to YouTube. What's up? Penny, the Curious Bunny, gets first. How you doing, Penny? Thanks for showing up. Everybody follow the Curious Bunny on YouTube. Eli gets a close second. How you doing? Puppy Lover 208. Throw me some theories, please. What's up on Twitch? See, we have people listening on Twitch. Let's see. I have my tinfoil hat on. What's up, puppy lover? Thanks for being here tonight. And let's see. I think that sums it up. Our our YouTube following's a little short because we've been banned from the other show. Well, not allowed to stream. Let's say. Yeah, sometimes you win them, sometimes you lose them. That's why we stream on multiple platforms. So it's kind of like whack-a-mole, right? You ban one, and then we just keep going on the rest until the rest come out, and then anyway, etc. So on. Blah 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 blah. It is a talk show after all, so you'll have to bear with me. Penny says, "Shared you out, Mike. I appreciate that. If everybody else could please share as well, if you're into any of these alien groups or I guess it would be cryptids and these maybe Bigfoot, this type of thing. We're talking about giants tonight, so that might fit for a bunch of those groups. If you guys can share this out, it helps a lot. I appreciate it, and thank you, Penny, for sharing that. Melvin, what's good, everyone? How you doing? Thanks for being here tonight. We got Luke from South Carolina. Hello on Facebook. Thanks for showing up. All right, so if I missed you guys, go ahead and just type where you're listening from, and as we go, and we'll do some shout outs as there's no rules here. We can do a little bit late. Fashionably late is all good. Okay, so what we're going to do then is we're going to talk about conspiracy. We're going to talk about conspiracy news. Now, there's some interesting things happening in the news, right? That has nothing to do with the election. Let's go here. Let's talk about this one. This is reported by Fox 11 Los Angeles, and I thought this was pretty interesting because, well, this might be where we're headed. Hold on, let me link this. I got to put my beer down. Too many things happening, right? I got a beer in one hand. I'm clicking buttons with the other. It's not good. Set the beer down, Mike. Set the beer down. All right, here we go. Reported by FoxLA.com. Scientists discover hell-like planet with oceans of lava, perpetual sunlight, and rock rain. Yeah, that sounds lovely, doesn't it? It sounds like a nice vacation to you. I'll read just a little bit of this in one sec after I click this button because I need to do it. Let's see. Let's make that override. There we go. Okay. All right. So let's see. So no one wants to go to hell, the article starts. This is from one day ago. Neither the place of eternal damnation nor a new planet scientists recently discovered. The monthly notices of the Royal Astronomical Society recently published findings of astronomers who found Earth-like planets circling so close to their host star that their surfaces were molten, making them lava planets. One of these planets is called K2-141b, so they say. And this K12-141b sits on the edge of our solar system. No, edge of a solar system. Scientists use computer models to predict the planet's conditions. On one side of the planet, the night side, temperatures get as low as minus 200 degrees Celsius. And on the day side, which experiences perpetual sunlight, temperatures reach as high as 3,000 degrees Celsius. That's damn hot. Scientists said that's hot enough to melt and vaporize rocks, creating an atmosphere. Yeah. All right. Quote, our finding likely means that the atmosphere extends a little beyond the shore of the magma ocean, making it easier to spot with space telescopes, said Nicholas Cowan, a professor in the Department of Earth and Planetary Sciences at McGill University. But in some ways, the hellish planet mimics Earth in terms of precipitation. Water on Earth evaporates, rises into the atmosphere, condenses, and falls back as rain. We all know this, no problem. But on K2-141b, that rain contains sodium, silicon monoxide, and silicon dioxide. On Earth, rain falls back into the ocean and the water cycle repeats. On K2-141b, supersonic winds carry the rain to fall into magma oceans before evaporating and becoming rock rain again. Wow, doesn't that sound lovely? Anybody want to book a ticket? Anybody want to book a ticket? What's up, Fred? I see you on YouTube there. Thanks for showing up. Ash the Reptilian from Mars. Stay off my lawn. You got it, buddy. You got it, buddy. Off your, you need the goats, right? The goats need to eat the lawn. Let's see. What's up, Larry? Thanks for showing up tonight. I see you there. Let's see. What else do we got? I said hi to Devin. Let's see. Rachel, I already said. Okay, switch back to YouTube. Yeah, I don't blame you. You know. Some things, yeah, no comment. I don't think I can win that one because if I say something, I'm going to piss off some platform somewhere or the other. Okay, but a lovely place, right? So a hell-like planet with oceans of lava, perpetual sunlight, and rock rain. Yeah, a little bit miserable if you ask me. And I guess given that Greta says that we're headed for this, I guess, in the near future, we should vote the way they want us to vote. So just a little peep into the future here. Maybe our what are they called? The Farsight guys, the astral projection guys. No, what is it? The remote viewing guys. Maybe they can look into the future and see if the future Earth is going to look like this with the the cow flatulence or whatever's going on here. Okay, Joe says the planet Crematoria from Riddick. Yeah, it could be, right. Is that the name? Is that the actual name of that planet? I don't know. You could be trolling me, and that's fine. I'm okay being trolled. Okay, so there we go. There's the first one to start us out. Again, we're just kind of kicking it, talking about some interesting conspiracy type news that doesn't get covered in the mainstream as much, and giving it a different angle here. So, if you have takes on this or you want to be part of the show, you know what to do. We're taking calls, and you can join Discord as well, and you can be on the show by dialing this phone number, 702-957-1037. Go to troubledminds.org. That's the official website, and you can find the phone number and the Discord link, and you're in. Let's see. Sherry says, saw it. Rocks were on fire. A little bit of that astral traveling, do you? Yeah. If you could you bring us back some souvenirs? That would be amazing. I would love to see some hot in hand souvenir. You see what I did there? Yeah, whatever you can bring, that would be amazing. Or of course, your testimony is just as good. So thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being part of this as always. All right, let's go. Let's keep on trucking here. There's more to talk about. Especially considering conspiracies, right? I always say to people, that they kind of don't really believe. It's not like now this is the weird part, right? This is the weird part. Considering conspiracies are a thing, right? They're a very, very harshly maligned thing, because of course, as the media does their narrative building and the spinning the story just right, so they can brainwash you in just the right manner to do exactly what they want you to do, to make you do exactly what they want you to do. There's this war on conspiracy theories, right? And so like I say, and this happens often. The only thing the left and right agree on, in American politics anyway, is that they both literally hate conspiracy theorists, and they say it all the time. And so to make each other look stupid, they think that calling each other conspiracy theorists is the way to do it, right? And so I always say this to people, like, conspiracy theory is not like a religion, right? It's not one of those things where once you believe one conspiracy, you have to believe them all right? It's not like that. It just is not like that, okay? That's what they want you to believe, right? Suddenly, if you believe this one is true, then suddenly you must believe them all to be true, right? And then you're just another knucklehead conspiracy theorist. And we're going to call it Aranon, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink, because you can't actually say the thing. So if you even talk about to consider the possibility of Aranon, that other letter that you can't say anymore, that notice, I'll get to that in a second. No. So you can't say that letter, but let's say if you just talk about it maybe being possible or why people believe it or whatever it is, right? You're just discussing it in an open forum and you say it, then you can be taken down, right? Because you're entertaining the idea. You are encouraging people to believe these things, right? Yeah, okay. So this is not a religion, guys. It is not. It's not a thing, all right? Now settle down, slow down, and relax. Just because one conspiracy happens doesn't mean everything is a conspiracy. Like I told my brother, conspiracies are everywhere. Everywhere. Literally everywhere. However, that does not mean that everything is a conspiracy. So we have to settle down. We have to not try and bite all the clickbait, hook, line, and sinker and believe every word of it, because a lot of it's probably not true, all right? But that doesn't discount the things that are. All right. Anyway, there's my little treatise on conspiracy theory. Okay. Now, this is reported from nature.com. Okay. Headline reads this: to counter conspiracy theories, boost well-being. It is better to stop misinformation taking root than to try to weed it out. And I'll read a little bit of this. But again, right? So the only thing that political entities agree on is that they want to control the narrative. And if you speculate outside of their control, you're the enemy, right? I'm the enemy. We're the enemy. If you want to listen to this, if you want to think about this, even if it's not true, right? Just speculating is good enough to maybe eventually call you some sort of, I don't know, terrorist? Yeah, we'll get there. Well, I'm pretty sure we'll get there. Unfortunately, we're headed there. But okay, so you get it. What's up, Derek from Canada? I see you there. Thanks for showing up. But okay, so let's read some of this. Conspiracy theories can undermine political participation, discourage environmental protection, and incite violence. Involvement in online conspiracy theory communities, I guess that would be us, such as Aranon, which we are not, can contribute to violent extremism, according to an analysis this year. And those who believe conspiracy theories are less likely than those who don't to comply with public health measures. The World Health Organization has called on countries to manage the spread of false information, blah, blah, so on and so forth, right? Okay, so we know this stuff. But here's a conspiracy theory community, I guess you could call us, right? Or a radio show or whatever you want to say, right? Whatever you want to call this. However, how many times in the hundreds of shows we've done, or even numerous videos beyond that, extra content all over the place, have you ever heard me say, go be violent? Here, right here in the article, it says, conspiracy theory communities can contribute to violent extremism, according to an analysis this year. These damn people are in the damn wrong places, aren't they? Or again, is this just another conspiracy theory hit piece? I think that's really the question. Actually, it's probably the answer, but yeah. Let's see. What do we got? Uh-oh. Hold on. Okay. One moment here. Let's see. Okay. All right. Let's see. One thing real fast. Okay. There we go. So conspiracy theories. Back to conspiracy theories. Just had to answer something real quick. Okay. So now this again, right? Violence. Conspiracy theories beget violence, right? No, I don't think so. All right. So here we go. So let's read a little bit more of this. So it is better to prevent falsehoods taking root than to try to weed them out. That means looking beyond their content and the platforms and algorithms that fuel their spread. That's funny because I was pretty sure the algorithms are not fueling a drop of spread, considering us. We're actually suppressed in many cases. So this article continues. We need to examine what makes people susceptible. I study how psychological traits and motives affect beliefs. Ideological convictions are a product of top-down cues from politicians and the media and bottom-up psychological mechanisms. Hundreds of studies have applied this model to conspiracy beliefs, collecting both experimental and correlational data. My collaborators and I suggest that 3 broad psychological needs underlie conspiracy beliefs. Here we go. So here's the 3 broad psychological beliefs that you all must have to consider anything outside of the mainstream narrative. Ready? You ready for this? Here they are. Number 1, the need to understand the world and to feel safe. Number 2, the need to understand the world, number 1. Number 2, to feel safe. And number 3, to belong and feel good about oneself and one's social groups. There you go. That's not so terrible, is it? They're not calling us liars and thieves and murderers and whatever else, but okay, you get it, right? Boost your well-being. And I guess maybe it can do all of these things, right? So you can you can understand the world, feel safe, and feel good about yourself and your social groups without dabbling in dirty conspiracy theorists, right? Conspiracy theories. Anyway, I just think it's funny when this stuff pops up, right? I'll search conspiracy theory from time to time and see if I can get like piping hot fresh articles talking about how, well, this is just not healthy for you because, once you're down one rabbit hole, you're down all the rabbit holes and you believe every bit of it and, so on and so forth. And, we've seen some of these articles in the past call us things like sociopaths and psychos and some other things, right? Some other really terrible things because you want to think outside the box and you don't believe the propaganda coming from the news cycle. So yeah, there we go. Conspiracy theories. There you go. Take your vitamin D. Spend more time watching the mainstream media. Kick your feet up. Spend more time on the couch. And the conspiracy theories will go away. They'll just go away. You'll feel better about yourself. Anyway, this one wasn't so dirty as some of the ones. But again, it is interesting that people are really into conspiracy theories. Either you're into them or you're into shitting on them. You can't catch my drift. Okay, well, yeah, there we go. Let's read some chat and keep on trucking here as we go. But what do you guys think about that so far? So far, so good. 702-957-1037. This is a long-ass show, so we have plenty of time for you. If you guys have comments on this, please give us a call, get you on the show, give me a chance to sip some beer, and you can also join the show by joining Discord, and that would be the at troubledminds.org. You can click the Discord link. It's a free chat and voice client, and that's how we do the show when we get guests on and co-hosts and some other things. So, yeah. Discord is the thing without long distance. 702 is Las Vegas area code, and so that's where we're streaming from. But okay, so point being, right? Now think about it. Now, how unhinged am I? The people that have listened to things that we've talked about, right? And some of the narratives that we've pulled out of hats and, parsing the news cycle. I seem like a crazy person, don't I? I seem like I'm like way out there. I never keep one foot in reality. I'm always just making shit up, aren't I, right? I'm never talking about actual news sources. I'm just shooting from the hip and telling you guys that the Russians are coming and, oh, sorry, that's not me. That's somebody else. Rajesh, what's up? Did I say hi? Hello, Rajesh. Thanks for being here tonight. Let's see. What else do we got? Who else? Let's see. I think Kurt. Kurt says, might as well. The megalomaniacs won't allow us to have our own thoughts. That is the damn truth. Let's see. What else do we got? Joe says democracy and propaganda. Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. What's up, John says this show has corrupted my innocence numerous times. Hey, come on now. It's not like that because it's always up to you what you want to believe. This is not church. We don't do that here. So, okay, Tamron says those particular conspiracy theory groups that act in violence are extremists and radicals, which we are not. We analyze things to death for the truth. There you go, right? So there's a very nice way you can talk about conspiracy theorists, and there's a really shitty way. And they seem to use the shitty way all the time, don't they? Yeah. Kurt says, sounds like browbeating to get you back in line. And that could very well be. Let's see, what up? Derek says a conspiracy theory was invented by the CIA to fit their agenda. Yep. And you're completely right. What's up? Sean says full biological suits will be mandatory under Biden. I'm going to pull that out. Actually, hold on. I'm going to pull that out next. Speaking of biological suits. Oh, geez. What's up, Derek? What's up, Kurt? I put you in the loony bin. Let's see. How you doing? Okay. So I have to pull this one. Okay. I kept meaning because, we had that weird, delay, with the technocracy coming after me, my upload speed. So we took a basically 10 days off or 2 weeks off almost because we couldn't stream. We just couldn't stream and do the show. But hold on, I meant to show this one a while back. I gotta find it. Speaking of suits, hold on, this is hilarious. Yeah. These are the types of things that you see them. You have to see them to believe them. I'm not going to be able to explain this very well. Okay. So anyway, as I look for this real fast, cause, I got a great comment there and this is hilarious how this may be the truth. Maybe I got these things. Okay, here we go. I think it's right back here with the KFC fire logs. Yeah. What the hell is that? Oh, come on. Where is it? Okay, so anyway, if you want to give us a call, 702-957-1037, and we'll put you on the show. And let's see, hold on. Trust me, this is good. This is going to be worth the wait. You guys will laugh if you haven't seen this. Is that it? Nope, that's not. Oh, here it is. Okay, hold on. Just one moment, please. All right. Now this is hilarious. I'm going to go right back to that comment because, this is the beauty of doing this live, right? Because sometimes, you read the chat, you get people calling, they kind of take the show in a different direction, right? I hadn't planned on doing this, but I planned on doing this in the past. So we're time traveling. We're going to go back to maybe a couple weeks ago to a show that we couldn't do because, well, we were taken offline basically. But okay, check this out. Now this is absurd. Back to that comment. Let's see. All right. So Sean says full biological suits will be mandatory under Biden. All right. Now that's a comment made in the chat there. All right. So everybody freaking relax. I didn't say that. We're not trying to make this political. Everybody take a damn deep breath. Take a sip of the cold beer, the wine, the water, whatever the hell you're drinking. The wine. Wait, can you turn the wine into water? I don't think it works that way. Okay. Anyway, here we go. Check this out. This is fucking hilarious. Now this is on a website called visortech.com. And here we go. Now you'd have to really see this to believe it. And that's why I put it on the screen. And speaking of full on suits. Okay. Now this is the BioVisor 1.0, the personal air purifying shield. Yes, that's right. That's right, isn't it? What's up, Dave? I see you there. Thanks for showing up. Okay, but okay, so this is only for the low price of $379, and that's for a medium size. Let's see if it's a large size. Yep, $379 also. Okay, so here we go. Now this is what is this? Let me see. There's a video for this, which is freaking hilarious. Here we go. You can see some of the, all right. So basically this is let me read the thing. The BioVisor is a groundbreaking outer layer designed to provide an unmatched degree of protection against airborne hazards in our daily environments. All right, this is straight from the website, and it's fucking gold. It's I can't say it. Proprietary design. I'm laughing too hard here. Design provides a 360 degree, and why is this not scrolling down? Okay, there we go. No. Okay. Anyway, all right. So you get the point, right? This is like a spacesuit. Like it's like a little cloth thing. You put it over your head, right? Everybody's seen the regular masks, and everybody's seen the little plastic shields that go in front of your face. Yeah, this gets better. Okay, here we go. Its proprietary design provides a 360 degree seal to shield your personal space on all sides. It also features a built-in air purifying system to filter out pathogens, allergens, and pollutants from the air you breathe. It uses powered air purifying technology to create a positive pressure environment that keeps external air from reaching the wearer. The BioVisor A type of PPE known as Powered Air Purifying Respirator, or PAPR. These have previously been used in industrial or healthcare environments. The BioVisor 1.0 packs this critical technology into a practical design that is accessible to everyone. Yeah, there we go. There we go. We got some key benefits here. If you guys aren't sold just yet, there was a video. Where's the damn video? Hold on. I'm going to pull up the video because it's gold. This is too good. All right, sorry. See, we're on a tangent here. See, we just went tangent. And you know how you can tangent and take over the show? Or at least for a little while? 702-957-1037. Give me a call. Jump in the Discord, and we'll talk about this stuff. But hold on. BioVisor. What is this called? Let me get this. This is hilarious. Let's look up the YouTube video real fast. Let's see. Because I couldn't fucking believe it. When I saw it the first time, I just couldn't believe this shit. I was like, no, this is not real. All right, here we go. We're going to play this video because this is too good not to. This is the BioVisor 1.0, and you get to see how this thing breaks down, and you can take it off, put it back on. Here's your bubble boy. Here's the future. Here's the future, guys. You think... I kind of thought of Marty McFly and Back to the Future and Darth Vader, if you guys remember that. Darth Vader from the planet Vulcan. Yeah, anyway, here we go. Let's play this video. Introducing the BioVisor 1.0.
Living with someone who's immunocompromised, you quickly come to terms with the limitations of face masks. For those who need extra protection, they're simply not good enough. It's with this realization that we set out to reimagine personal protection. We needed something with a robust seal. It had to be easy to breathe in and comfortable to wear for a prolonged period of time. It had to actually protect against aerosols coming into contact with the eyes, nose, and mouth. And we also wanted to see each other's faces again. It sounds so basic, but all of this has not been possible until now. The BioVisor is a powered air purifying respirator.
3 airflow settings.
Traditionally reserved for industrial and healthcare environments, PAPRs were never really made for daily life, but unprecedented times call for unprecedented innovation. So go ahead, venture out and breathe easy.
Okay, there you go. I'm gonna link this if you guys, if you want. If it's unbelievable and nobody actually buys this shit you're saying, We got receipts. Here you go. Here's the damn link. You guys can check it out. And yeah, this exists. The BioVisor 1.0. Here we go. Where to use it: crowded public spaces, indoor environments, trips and travel, public transport, the school and university classrooms, work meetings in the office, social gatherings and functions, events and conferences, group recreation and activities, places where social distancing is not possible. Jeez. Yeah, this is good, right? This is good. This is the good shit. I tell you what. Sometimes real life is better than fiction, right? Fact is better than fiction. This is a real thing. We got particulate filter discs, a replaceable disc. It's got an 8-hour battery life. Let's see. It's made of silicone, neoprene, vinyl, weather resistant. It's got an N95 filter. Yeah, I mean, this thing looks amazing, right? Like, if this is the future, this is a future I want to be a part of. I tell you what. On Mars, yeah, maybe on Mars. Not here. No, not here. But okay, there you go. If you want to check it out, the BioVisor 1.0, it is a low price of $379. And no, we are not sponsored by them. This is just a LOL because it's that funny. Oh, geez. Yeah, there you go. What's up? Tamron says New World Order 101, segregate people. Yeah, this is a little bit disturbing, right? Like I could see. Okay, now I could see something like this in extreme cases where, like, the regular flu could kill you. You know what I mean? Like, people are so compromised that they just can't go outside, right? Like the bubble boy type situation. Like they literally have to live in a hospital. So I could see this in a situation like that where, you know, maybe they could make it safe to go outside and, you know, maybe experience everyday activities they wouldn't be able to otherwise. However, now just saying, just so you don't want to get sick, right? It's got reversible gloves so you can put it in the little zippers and scratch your nose with the glove, you know, because of course, you know, scratching your nose becomes a huge problem when you have a big bubble over your head. But yeah. No, Ash is not abducted. He's here. He's he was in chat just a second ago. Let's see. Dave says people will be wearing this by themselves while driving. Hey, I wear a mask by myself while driving just because I know it pisses people off. Like I've probably caused 4 or 5 accidents just because people can't stop staring at me because I'm wearing a mask driving in a car by myself. You know, you could see their faces start to twitch, right? So like, who's trolling who at what point? Anyway, so there we go. The BioVisor 1.0, the personal air purifying shield, coming to an online retailer near you with curbless delivery. I'm sure. Curbside delivery. Okay, anyway, I thought this was too hilarious to pass up. That comment reminded me that we had to talk about this because holy shit, this is a real thing. And holy shit, Joe says if it makes your head look bigger. Yeah, you think? He look like a damn astronaut. Look like a damn astronaut. Okay, so yeah, this is nuts. This is a little bit nutter butters, but this is a real thing. Okay, so anyway, you guys have the links. So if people don't believe you, we got receipts. All right, we do receipts on this show. All right, we got the links. All right, let's keep on moving here. We got a sighting for a fireball in the sky. Not here, but maybe out near you. What's up? Josh wants to know how much to add beer holders. That's a hell of a question. Maybe that's going to be like a sub market, right? So you could be able to make like a what do you call it? Third party accessories that will attach to the bubble that fits on your head for the beer holders. Oh, dude, better yet, you put like a little lightweight backpack and like a straw that goes into the bubble, right? So you can just like, you know, drink the beer without having to remove the bubble. How about that? Yeah, now we're talking. Okay, let's see. William says people will be too lazy to clean that huge thing and they will only serve more cause for contamination. And I think you're right. I think you may be right. John says, how long until you think people start decorating their hood? Exactly. Exactly right. Hidden Gnostic, what's up? I see you on Twitch, says, wow, that's crazy. Yeah, agreed. 100%. This is nuts. This is the world we live in. Okay, so here we go. We have the Daily Mail, one of my favorites, reports this. Did you see the fireball that shot across the sky? Stargazers seek to explain the mysterious sighting that was seen over the tri-state area. A New Jersey resident captured the incredible footage of the bright fireball. The dashcam footage shows the meteor, which shot across northeastern states. The meteorologist in New Jersey reported a bright, low-flying meteor on Sunday. All right, now is this a meteor? Let's do the let's full screen this and just loop this, and yeah, let's see if we can find the actual. Yeah, here we go. There we go. So you see the meteor kind of streaking through the sky there. Has anybody actually ever seen like a real, close meteor shooting star type of situation where it wasn't like, just kind of blip and it's gone? Like it's this one kind of pretty big and chunky, flies across the highway here, caught it on dash cam, and yeah, so whatever, right? Whatever. I mean, this didn't look very UFO-y, but we hadn't talked about any kind of these lights in the sky for quite some time, and I saw this, so I thought maybe we should. And I wonder, did anybody out there see this? So this happened in New Jersey, so anywhere in that neck of the woods, and that's what's happening here. Things are flying through the sky. It appears to be like kind of a standard meteor. It kind of comes in. It is large. It is large to the naked eye, which is kind of nice instead of the little ones that go super fast and just disappear super fast. But you can kind of see it break apart a little bit into two pieces, and then maybe start to burn out, and just kind of as the friction of the atmosphere kind of turns it into nothing. But I thought it was pretty cool. We hadn't talked about this type of stuff in quite some time, so there we go. If you guys want, let's see. Hold on. Let me link the thing. I think I already linked the thing. And the good news is, since it's the Daily Mail, I don't think there's any Kardashians in the sidebar, so I think this might not be fake news. There's Katie Holmes. There's some other broads. I don't know. That's how they do it, right? Like they just stack it full of half-naked women over there to make you not even want to see the meteors. Okay, so here we go. Let's see. What else do we have? All right. Any comments on this? Anything? Did anybody instantly pre-order your Visor 1.0? Your whatever, BioVisor. Yeah, see? They should be paying me for talking about this, right? Yeah, so if you have comments on this or anything else, 702-957-1037. Did you see that shooting star or meteorite or UFO or whatever you want to call it out there on the eastern seaboard near New Jersey? Anybody live in that neck of the woods that maybe saw this? This was, what day was this? Let's see. This is November 10th, so this may have been... Let's see. It doesn't say, of course. Over the weekend. Okay, so this past weekend, this happened. Fireball shooting across the tri-state area, New Jersey, New York, and I don't know, what's the other tri-state? I have no idea. I don't live on that side of the country. You'll have to forgive me. Okay, so okay. All right. Good. All right. Now, speaking of lights in the sky, and I did say we were going to bitch about Tom DeLonge just a little bit. So we're going to do that in just a sec. But here we go. I'm going to read some comments here and read some chat. Thanks for showing up, guys. Got some more shout outs. Thanks for being here. We got, let's see. What's up, Josh? Says nice. Yeah, agreed. What's up, Josh? Thanks for being here. We got, who else? Rachel says it's a meteor. I agree. I think there's nothing nefarious to this one. No X-Files need to be called. This was probably just a meteor. But let me know if anybody out there saw it, if you live in that neck of the woods. Let's see. Joan says, I've seen a massive fireball. Yeah, there's some weird shit in the sky if you're looking. Scully says, I saw a glowing greenish blue one arc and slow down, lasted about 5 seconds. Now that sounds like maybe you should call the X-Files. Not this one. Todd says, doesn't look like a meteor because there's no tail on it. That's more like a comet. I don't know. I think that's based on the resolution of the camera, and then I don't know. I'm not an expert. You may be right. Let's see. Tamron says $359. There you go. Yeah, cheaper than you expected. Okay, go ahead. There you go. Buy one. I should put up an affiliate link so I get like 6 cents every time you buy one. Okay. All right, that's too funny. Okay, let's see let's bitch about Tom DeLonge for just a sec, because the last two shows were about him, and I couldn't pull it off without getting triggered. I have to admit it, I got triggered, and here's the reason why. One of the reasons why. So I was just kind of cruising Twitter, and it turns out that Tom DeLonge posted a UFO video, and I was like, oh shit, this guy's at it again, right? So he actually had it on his Instagram. So here we go. I busted out the Instagram, and what do you know? It's deleted. Huh. That's weird. I wonder what happened. All right. Yeah, you guys will have to excuse me for just one moment, because I was pretty sure this was a thing, but I guess it just disappeared. I don't know. Maybe the government took it down, or maybe he deleted it. I don't know. What do you guys think? Yeah, I'm not going to bother searching because I know this fucker deleted it. I know he did. I saw it with my own damn eyes. Okay, so here we go. I looked at this UFO video, and I'll show you guys what this is in a sec, because somebody else has archived it, of course, because they always do, right? You can't get away with posting stupid shit on Twitter when you have like 150,000 followers or whatever it is, and then just delete it and act like it never happened. I'm sorry, guys. It doesn't work that way, as much as this guy wants to try. All right, so he did delete it, and I did tweet at him when I saw this. Now, this is fucking hilarious. Now, this is a Twitter account called UFO of Interest, all right? UFOofinterest.org. And this guy does he kind of does his specialty is digging into some of the stuff here, some of the footage we get, and that gets circulated around as phony UFO videos, right? And you know, because they get regurgitated, recycled every so often, right? Like somebody will take one from a few years back, and then they'll relabel it and say UFOs spotted over and change the date, and you know, make up some fake shit. Okay, so anyway, this tweet says, DeLong shared again a fake video without reporting the source. It's a Russian YouTuber already exposed as a joke, confirmed by the same YouTuber who created those fake UFO videos using an alien glass. All right, now here's the video itself. This is straight from the YouTube channel and posted to Twitter, and I'll give you the YouTube link as well. Oh, here it is. Here it is. So he actually had a screenshot here. So this is from Instagram, and Tom DeLong posted this. We'll be using its AI system on this one. So they're going to run this through the AI and determine if it's real or not or some other shit. Okay, just watch the video. Here, we're going to play the video. So, yeah, let's just play the video here. All right, so as it goes, blah, blah, so on and so forth. Okay, so here it is. We see a lake. We see like a tree line, and there's like an object floating out there. It's like a circular object. It's kind of bouncing around above the tree line. It dips below the tree line. You know, nice sunny day. I saw this, and I saw this in high def, and I was looking real close, and I was like, this looks fucking fake. Are you kidding me? And then sure as shit, like an hour later, this guy posts the fake, fake. And here, I'll show you why it's fake. This is from a YouTube spoofer, like a hoaxer, right? But he's not trying to fool anybody. He's just trying to make cool videos, and he even puts it on his YouTube channel, and I'll show you in just a sec. But anyway, this is the thing, right? So, right? And this is why we can't have nice things. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to post this, and you guys can check it out. Here we go. This is the actual YouTube channel, the actual YouTube video itself, all right? And if you want to do full screen it and check it out, I highly recommend that because it's in better definition. You can look at it in HD, and you can see I'm going to loop this for just a bit here, and we'll play this as we talk about it. But I think this is the thing, right? So Tom DeLong says they're going to use their AI system on this to gain data somehow, some way, right? Except, look at it. Look at it. This looks fake as hell. Like, I was just like, no, come on, really? Like, it literally looks like a bad CGI experiment, right? I mean, it zooms in, and it doesn't even look like it's material of any sort, right? It just looks fake. It just looks fake to me. Anyway. If you guys think I'm wrong, fine, and you think it looks real, fine. But I thought it was fake as hell. But then this other guy comes out, this second dude, and the UFO of interest, and he says, hey, go check this out because this is exactly where it came from. And this guy's channel actually is let's see, on his channel it says right here that he just makes shit for the lulz, for the lulz. Here we go. Just got to translate it because let's see. Let's see.
Good.
There we go. All right, hold on one moment here. Let me find this. It says, we got to translate it. But okay, so the translation in his YouTube channel, you'll have to trust me. According to this other guy, it basically says that he does it for the lulz. It's in Russian, and so I don't read Russian. Well, for obvious reasons, I can't say it. But anyway, so Tom DeLong posts it. He posted on Twitter. He posted on Instagram, and then I tweeted at him when I saw this. I was like, hey Tom, how do you know? How come you're the expert and you can't tell the difference between a real one and a fake one at this point? And then right after that, well, today, this was last night. Today it got deleted. So anyway, you know what I mean? It's just like, come on. This is kind of what pisses me off about this guy. It's like he in the interviews he says, yeah, well, I don't have to guess because I know. Like he says some really arrogant, cocky shit like that, And then he does shit like this all the time. He posts some phony shit that's been, people admit they created it and it's fake, and this guy's like touting it as a real UFO. So anyway, there you go. Pisses me off. That's why he triggers me, and now you know. Now you know. Todd What's Up says, fuck Tom DeLong. Anything that is not intelligently controlled will burn calming into the atmosphere, hence the tail. All right. Okay, whatever. Whatever you say, buddy. Let's see. Sherry says, I would like to kick his ass. I'm sure politely, right? Politely kick his ass. Not really hurt anybody, because that would be violence. Like, figuratively kick his ass. Yeah, definitely. John says, what happened to we don't resort to violence thing? 15 minutes later, we're going to beat Tom's ass. No, I didn't say I was going to beat Tom's ass. I said I'd like to know why he posts fake UFO videos all the time. That's why I want to know. Okay, so anyway, here we go. What's up? Hidden Gnostic. Hello from Canada. Curious if you have heard of the Great Reset. We did a show on the Great Reset. Yes. Yes. Go back to the YouTube channel. I'll find it and link it. We definitely did a show on the Great Reset. A whole long-ass show on the Great Reset. Yes, let's see. Todd from Kentucky, thanks for being here tonight. Okay, let's see. What else? Yeah, no violence, guys. Those were jokes. Sherry's got jokes. Okay, so here we go. Tom DeLonge posting fake UFOs again. Like, it's one thing if it's like an accident or a one-off, oh, oops, sorry, I fucked up. No, this dude does it all the damn time. And then what's he do? He deletes the shit. It's just standard at this point. It's terrible. Let's see. Okay. What do we got? Let's see. What else do we got news-wise? All right. So one more time, if you guys want to be a part of the show, 702-957-1037. There's the phone number up on the screen. Join the Discord, troubledminds.org, and you could join us that way and whatever else. I'll read as much chat as I can, but that's the best way to get on the show. Okay, here we go. Now let's go to, this is reported by sciencemag.org. There we go. Now that I ragged on Tom DeLonge, it seems like we used to just shit on China. Now it's like we have to shit on China and Tom DeLonge because he's just posting as much fake shit as they do. Yeah, let's see. Steven says, whatever happened to Mr. Edward Snowden? He spoke in Russia. I spoke Russian. I have no idea. I don't know what happened to that guy. I think he's probably still over there. If he comes over here, his ass is grass, I'm sure, from the government, not me. Okay, so here we go. This is remember we talked about this a little ways back. The Arecibo telescope actually got damaged. And they were talking about, they were really happy that the damage could have been worse, and they were able to put it back together, and they were working on it and some other things. Well, a couple days ago, a second cable breaks at Puerto Rico's Arecibo telescope. Womp womp. All right, so the already battered Arecibo Observatory was hit with another blow on November 7th when one of the 12 main support cables snapped and tore through the radio telescope's main dish. The incident comes just 3 months after the failure of another cable. The hell am I looking at? Okay. Let's see. Something moving on my screen out of the corner of my eye, freaking me out. Okay, let's see. Researchers are concerned that increasing stresses on remaining cables could lead to cascading failures and the collapse of the antenna platform that is suspended over the dish. Yeah, no shit? You think? Yeah, okay. Quote, it's not a pretty picture, said Joanna Rankin, a radio astronomer at the University of Vermont. This is damn serious. It is without a doubt the worst accident to befall the observatory in its long history, says former director Donald Campbell, now at Cornell University. The nearly 60-year-old telescope, built into a depression in the hills of Puerto Rico, is still prized by researchers. Its huge 307-meter dish, the largest in the world until overtaken by China's 500-meter aperture spherical radio telescope in 2016, makes it very sensitive. And it is one of just a few telescopes with the ability not just to receive radio waves, but also emit them in the form of radar beams, which helps researchers track nearby asteroids that could threaten Earth. Well, there it is. The Arecibo telescope busted up, and yeah, not good. You got it, Hidden Gnostic. I'll try and find that and dig it up and slap it here. When we're on a break, I'll pull it up and give you the link for that Great Reset. People keep talking about it. Ash talked about it last show. You asked again, so I'll link it. It's disturbing, right? That Great Reset shit. It's real. This shit is real, and that's not a conspiracy theory, guys. That shit is real. Okay, let's see. We got Timothy. What's up? To draw attention, he says, on Periscope. Thanks for showing up, Timothy. And Kelly on Periscope because he's in Facebook jail still. What's up, buddy? What you hide in your heart appears in your eyes. Imam Ali. Good evening, peeps. Thanks for showing up, Kelly. Appreciate it, my man. Okay, so there we go. So the second cable breaks. Puerto Rico's Arecibo telescope busted up. Not good. Not a good situation. It's not a pretty picture, says Joanna Rankin, the radio astronomer at the University of Vermont. Yeah, this is not good. This is not good shit. So, well, what can you do? I mean, shit breaks, doesn't it? Shit breaks. Yeah. Well, okay. All right. Whatever. What else do we got here? It's a shame that shit breaks. All right. I'm sure there's a joke here. I was looking at this article and I was like, there's got to be a punchline here. And I'm just not a comedian, right? I'm really not. Like, I like to laugh at myself, but I'm really not a comedian. But here, check this out. This is reported by studyfinds.org. And I'm sure this is kind of more of a public service announcement and a failed stab at a punchline. Men who add nuts to diet can significantly improve sperm quality. Okay, so there you go. So if you guys are looking to upgrade the undercarriage, there it is, right? But I mean, what a headline, right? Men who add nuts to diet can significantly improve sperm quality. Does anybody... Yeah, where's the punchline? I swear there was one where I just can't. Never mind. All right, anyway, let's read a little bit of this. For men, a healthy lifestyle. Okay, a team from University. I hate the intro paragraphs. They're awful. Let's see. A team from the University something in French or German or Swedish or something. It says, consuming a mixture of tree nuts like almonds, hazelnuts, and walnuts can have a profound effect on sperm DNA methylation. This process refers to the... Okay, anyway, we probably had enough of this. But where's the punchline? Where's the punchline, guys? Come on, where's the punchline? There's got to be one in there, right? Yeah, anyway. If you want to call me with a punchline on that one, 702-957-1037. I saw it, I had to chuckle, and I'm like, oh, we got to talk about that. And I just had nothing funny or smart to say, so, well, what can you do? Sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. All right, well, let's see. Kurt says, sounds like a shitty preventative maintenance program. I think you're right. Do Rocky Mountain oysters count? There you go. Maybe there's the punchline. Sherry says, what about women in the nuts? I don't know. That's a good question. You mean like the female version or about women and nuts? I don't know. Here we go. Here's the punchline. We got two punchlines. Sherry's got one. What about women in the nuts? Yeah, that's a good. I think that could be taken a few different ways. Tamron says women who add nuts to diet increase men's sperm count. There you go. There's the. I knew it. Damn. See, you get Sherry and Tamron win for the night. You guys win. There's the punchlines I couldn't find. I knew they were there. I just couldn't get them. I just couldn't find them. That's totally it. Women who add nuts to diet increase men's sperm count. There we go. Oh boy. All right. There you go. Now that we've gone into the gutter and proven that you never truly get out of third grade. Yeah. All right. Let's see. What else do we got here? What else do we got news-wise? All right. This is a pretty good one. Now, this is fantastic. Here's more on conspiracy theories. I thought this was pretty funny. What's up, Charles? How you doing? Thanks for showing up tonight. Okay, here we go. Back again. What's up, Penny? Penny's back again. Welcome back, Penny. Okay, here we go. Now, this one's pretty funny as well. Now, again, we were talking about conspiracy theories, and earlier, right? We were talking about that and why it's it's one thing. Like the one thing that all politicians and political viewpoints agree on is that conspiracy theories are bad. Conspiracy theorists are bad people. They're dangerous. They're egomaniacs. They're depressed. They're sociopaths. Sociomaniacs. They're sociopaths. I don't know. I just can't get all the words to spit out all the terrible things they say about, a quote conspiracy theorist, right? So anyway, this is another one reported by insider.com, and this is pretty funny. Now, fans of a popular extreme eating YouTuber were disturbed after she posted Aranon conspiracy theories, and we're translating or transposing that letter for the other letter, Aranon. All right, see what I did there? Because if you say the other one, you're instantly banned. But okay, so again, think about this. This is amazing. Fans of popular extreme eating YouTuber, all right, were disturbed after she posted Aranon conspiracy theories. Okay, so now what's more disturbing? Discussing Aranon conspiracies or any conspiracy whatsoever, or needing attention so badly that you're extreme eating on YouTube. You see what I'm saying here? I mean, if you want to measure dicks, I mean, here we go. YouTuber Veronica Wang. Okay. All right. I'm going to look this up. I've never seen an extreme eating video. You guys want to see one? Probably not, right? It'd probably make you vomit. All right, let's find out anyway. No, let's not. I don't want to. Anyway, here we go. YouTuber Veronica Wang, known for her mukbang eating videos, called Democrats demons and baselessly accused the political party of pedophilia and child trafficking, right? Of course, which is part of the Aranon conspiracy theory. Wang, who has 1.73 million YouTube subscribers and nearly 200,000 Instagram followers, spread theories associated with Aranon, the baseless far-right conspiracy, blah, blah. In her Instagram stories, Wang made false accusations that satanic Democrats were sacrificing children, aborting and selling last trimester babies, and raping kids. Followers have begun criticizing Wang on her latest post in light of the Aranon rhetoric. Oh, yeah, extreme eating. What? How many million? 1.73 million YouTubes, and she's extreme eating. John says Pianon sounds funnier. Yeah, but it seems a little more. Yeah, you're right. It is more funny. but okay. But anyway. Okay. I didn't look. All right. I have to admit I didn't go look. I didn't even type extreme eating into YouTube. I didn't do it. I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do it. But what do you think extreme eating is, guys? What do you think extreme eating is? Kurt wants to know what the fuck is extreme eating. I agree. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Pianon. All right, Pianon. All right. Let's see. Penny says, let's see. I've seen a fat bird packing some burgers away. Okay, that might be extreme eating. Let's see. It's not good viewing. All right, maybe that's it. Yeah, you don't believe me? Okay, I promise. Anyway, whatever. You don't have to believe me. It's okay. I don't have to try and I know you're joking, but I didn't. But think about it. Extreme eating. What does that mean? Does that mean eating really large things? Does that mean eating really large amounts of things? Does that mean eating really disgusting things and lots of it? What does that mean, right? Like, I can't think of a good thing that extreme eating could be, where you're like, yeah, I just watched that and I feel pumped up. I feel enlightened. I feel good about the world. I mean, come on. Fuck's sakes. But eating live animals. There you go. Sean says eating live animals. Tamron says eat extremely weird stuff. And Sherry says, speaking of nuts. There you go. There you go. Tamron and Sherry get the comedy nod for the night. The house comedians for the evening. Okay, but you get my point, right? So talking about some conspiracy theories is so disgusting. As she's got close to 2 million followers on YouTube. Extreme eating. Yeah. Does anybody out there watch extreme eating? So I was going through YouTube keywords as an aside, speaking of weird shit on YouTube. Does anybody ever watch that ASMR stuff, or have you heard of it? Right? Where they do weird shit, like they rub their hands on balloons right next to the microphone. Here, I'm gonna do some ASMR right now. Let's see. What do we got? I'm gonna go I'm gonna rub the microphone, like fucking smack it around. What do we got? Let's take a little metal thing and like tap it on the... No, that's not quite the same. How about like this? It's like weird shit, right? Like they'll get like the little thing and they'll do this in the microphone. I don't know. Anyway, I guess it's supposed to help people sleep or some shit. I don't know. There's some really weird shit on YouTube. I was looking at YouTube keywords, kind of analyzing shit, because shit just doesn't happen. You got to make it happen. So I'm like, all right, now YouTube keywords. Let's go down this rabbit hole, see what the algorithms are doing. And I ran into these ASMR videos, and there's some weird ass shit, guys. If you haven't seen that, I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Anyway, let's see. Yeah. Let's see. William says extreme eating is when a person eats the whole menu of a fast food or restaurant. Well, there you go. Who does that and feels happy and uplifted about the world you live in? Yeah, not me. Not me. Penny says, that's not relaxing. It's supposed to make you tingle, Mike. Yeah, and Fred says, yes, it's supposed to be calming. All right, here we go. Hold on. Let's see if we can do some... I got one. Here we go. Close the cooler. Here's some ASMR. Does this make you feel like you're at the beach? Yeah, I don't know. I just can't do. I watch him and I just shake my head and face palm. I'm like, and these people have like 44 million views and shit. Yeah. Anyway, let's see. Kurt says she looks skinny AF. She can't be eating a whole effing menu. I don't care how high her metabolism is. Yeah, it could be. Tamron says I hate ASMR. It's like hearing people chew spaghetti with their mouth open. I agree. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, what are they doing? Like I understand, like the white noise sleeping thing, because I turn on the radio real low or the TV real low, something. I need a little bit of noise to go to sleep. I can't do it in like dead silence. In the wild, I need the crickets chirping. You know what I'm saying? Like Bigfoot stomping around in the underbrush. You need something, right, to make sure you can go to sleep. To make sure that you haven't, kicked off into the astral plane, right? So yeah. Anyway, extreme eating. Okay, did it work? Now I'm thirsty. You guys are thirsty. There you go. ASMR. I don't know. Anyway. The weird shit on YouTube. I tell you what. So extreme eating, ASMR, just some bizarre shit. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Here's another one. Let's go to sciencealert.com as we're rolling through this and having a hell of a time. Let's look at this. Let's look at this. All right. This is, hold on. Here. Headline is this. This bacterium survived on the outside of the space station for a whole damn year. Yeah. November 9th, 2020. Here we go. Remember I said I hate opening paragraphs on these things? Here we go. A year in space is no walk in the park. Just ask Scott Kelly, the American astronaut who spent a year on the International Space Station, the ISS, in 2015. His long-term stay in space changed his DNA, telomeres, and gut microbiome. He lost bone density, and he still had sore feet 3 months later. Yeah, space doesn't sound good, does it? All right, but it's a whole other thing to survive in the naked space outside the protection of the ISS, where UV radiation, vacuum, huge temperature fluctuations, and microgravity are all imminent threats. So it's quite a feat that a species of bacterium first found in a can of meat, this is called Deinococcus radiodurans, what the hell, was still alive and kicking after a year spent living on a specially designed platform outside the pressurized module of the ISS. Researchers have been investigating these mighty microbes for a while. Back in 2015, an international team set up the Tanpopo mission on the outside of the Japanese experimental module Kibo to put hardy bacterial species to the test. Now, D. radiodurans has passed with flying colors. The bacterial cells were dehydrated, shipped to the ISS, and placed in the exposed facility, a platform continuously exposed to the space environment. In this case, the cells were behind a glass window that blocked out UV light at wavelengths lower than 190 nanometers. Quote, results presented in this study may increase awareness regarding planetary protection concerns on, for instance, the Martian atmosphere, which absorbs UV radiation below 100 and 200 nanometers. Nanothermites, nanomidgets, I don't know what that is. Sorry, that was probably a terrible word to use. The team for Austria, Japan, and Germany. To mimic this condition, our experimental setup on the ISS included a silicon dioxide glass window. Okay, so blah, blah, anyway, so on and so forth. If you want to read the article, it's great, it's there. But the interesting part of this is this bacterium survived in space, right? Where they say that there couldn't be life out there. It's too hostile, right? The conditions are too harsh. Right? It's too hot and too cold and too this and too that. Too nothing, like life is not meant for a vacuum. It's not built for a vacuum, okay? But this life somehow survived for a whole damn year. Weird, hey? Weird. Yeah. No, let's see. Oh, all right, we got some good comments here. Josh, what's up? Says the sheep will watch anything. Yeah, that could be. That could very well be. I believe you. Let's see. Geo, what's up? Thanks for showing up on YouTube. Says, oh no, not mukbang. It's disgusting. What is that? What is it? Mukbang? How do you say it? I don't even know how you say it. What is it? Geo says, don't. It is shoveling sauced noodles in your face and making the most disgusting noise as possible, eating it without choking. Oh, there you go. There's extreme eating. So now we know. There we go. Geo says like a bizarre type of niche porn or something. Okay, well now we know. Okay, so if you want 2 million subscribers on YouTube, guys, just jam some noodles up your nose as fast as possible, and there you go. Extreme eating. What's up, Kelly? Says life will grow anywhere, and it doesn't have to be carbon based. Exactly. That's kind of my point here. So this bacterium survived for an entire year in space, and are we shocked? I mean, there's those little water bears on the moon now, right? Like because we dumped them there. Part of that Israeli thing that crashed. So I mean, we are now being the panspermia from Earth. We're spreading our microbes into space, right? Like supposedly Elon Musk sent that Tesla flying out into out in the solar system, right? So what kind of bacteria is on that MFer, right? Where's that going to come down? When it comes down, is it going to transfer bacteria from here to there, right? So instead of it coming and maybe making people, I don't know, 1 trillion years ago or whatever you want to say, a long ass time ago, now here we are spitting bacteria out in the solar system ourselves. So it goes both ways, doesn't it? A little bit weird. A little bit weird. Let's see. Sean says, is that bacterium found in the mandatory vaccines? That's a good question. I have no idea. Let's see. Steven says, did you guys see anything on the fake alien invasion? Not yet. I don't know. If you guys get an alien invasion, could you ping me on Discord? Here we go. Actually, cool. Let's do this. I'm going to pour this. ASMR. Oh, is it working? Oh, you can't hear it. I'm pouring a beer. Oh well. Whatever. All right. Anyway, so you get the point, right? You get the point. I don't know what the hell's going on here. Maybe I should just pour beers into a YouTube microphone, and there you go. 10 million people watching. It's fucking weird world we live in. Okay, so let's see. All right. No fake alien invasion. Nope. Didn't see any of that. All right. Again, if you guys want to be part of the show, you know what to do. 702-957-1037. Going to put the phone number up. There it is. Let's see. We got a few minutes. Let's see. We got, about 15 minutes left until we get to the actual giants. We're talking about biblical giants tonight. Maybe not just biblical. We're talking about giants, like archaeological giants, and the Lovelock giants from the cave in Nevada, and some other stuff. Maybe some of the Nephilim, and right. You kind of get the vibe. That's what we're going to be talking about tonight. So we'll get to that in about 15 minutes. But we have time for you if you want to be part of the show. 702-957-1037. Have you ever? Here's a couple questions for the night. Do you have any more punchlines for the nuts jokes? Right. And do you have any idea what extreme eating is? And have you ever watched an extreme eating video? I want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. Michael Strange wants to know. I do know what an ASMR video is because I did see them on YouTube recently. It was like, what the fuck am I watching? But I haven't seen extreme eating. That sounds disturbing. Penny says, I'll drop you a Facebook message, Mike, if one shows up at my house. Perfect. You guys know where to reach me. Please let me know. If you haven't joined the Discord, please do, guys. Go to troubleminds.org, join the Discord, because if they take us down off of platforms or whatever, let's say I get banned on Facebook, for instance, and you can't, you're used to finding us on Facebook, then you would have a problem, right? You're going to think that we just stop making the show, but we'll keep making the show, but you see the point, right? If you go to Discord, I can tell everybody where to meet, type of situation where we're going to be streaming as a new type of thing, because anyway, it's a good backup. Let's see. Kelly says Voyager 1 is 11 billion miles away. That's the farthest we know of. And I think the farthest we know of, and that's nothing. That's literally nothing, right? That's been way out there. I think they said that's actually crossing into the outside of the solar system at this point, right? They said they thought it crossed outside of the solar system officially, and then they realized, oh shit, there's a whole bunch more of the solar system that we didn't really realize, so they're still in it. Yeah. Let's see. DLive is good for making money streaming. We're streaming on DLive actually, so yeah. So maybe that's where we end up. I don't know. I'm not asking to get banned. I'm just saying that when it happens, because it's literally going to happen. It's just going to happen. It's part of the game. It's part of doing this. And again, why we've always streamed on multiple platforms. So they can't just ban us once and shut us up. They're going to have to work a little harder than that. Okay. So let's see. Let's finish up. Let's finish pouring my beer, actually. Let's finish that up first. First things first. And then let's finish the news. We got another thing here. Oh, here we go. I did say we were going to talk about election briefly. So here we go. Just in case anybody's still living in an alternate universe. And and here we go. This is from the Gateway Pundit. Yeah. All right. So let's look at this real fast. And here you go. Yeah, the Kuiper Belt. There you go. Past the Kuiper Belt, I think. All right. So here we go. This is a quick election update. Since it's not really over. Current actual election result update. President Trump leading in Electoral College with more paths to victory than Biden. All right. Yeah. Anyway, there we go. That's all we're going to talk about that, because I thought that was really funny. That was today. Proof. I got receipts. Check it out. I'm not making this shit up, guys. I'm not making this shit up. Okay. Let's see. Richard, what's up? Says the Kuiper Belt. Thanks for showing up, Richard. Thanks for being here tonight. Let's see. Tamara says nutter butter on toast. There we go. We got jokes tonight. Let's see. He wants to be picked up in the cave. I'm not sure what you mean there, Stephen. I don't know. Maybe it's past. Kelly says, like Star Wars. Like, yeah, I'm not sure what you mean, but I love Star Wars. Rob says, yes, I think there was a race of giants, I think. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about that. I'm too excited. We're going to be talking about that in just a few minutes. Just a few minutes here. Okay, so if anybody has comments on this, I'm out of news, so I'm going to just shoot the shit for a couple minutes here. If now's the time, if you want to be on the show, 702-957-1037. Actually, any time's the time, but now's the best time, because I'm going to drink some beer and listen to you talk, hopefully. So give me a call. If you want to join the show, get on Discord at troubledminds.org is the official website, and you can go there, do the thing, and show up and talk about whatever. Talk about whatever you want to talk about. Any of the stuff. If you got some more nuts jokes, or you got some extreme eating, or whatever's happening, I want to hear it. Everybody else wants to hear it. Rob says they were fallen angels. Yep, we're gonna talk about that as well. The Nephilim. I've got some scripture for you tonight. Some Bible shit. Yeah, right. I think that's probably, is Bible and shit supposed to be in the same sentence? I'm sorry if I offended anybody. that came out the wrong way. All right, I meant Bible things. How about that? Yes. Okay. Let's see. Penny says I'm covering this on my channel. The election stuff, cool. Geo says that's the best backstory ever. First found in a can of meat. Yeah, exactly, right. The bacterium that's out on the International Space Station. There we go. Let's see. Marge, what's up? I see you, Marge, on YouTube. First time listener. I don't know how I even subscribed, because I haven't seen this channel before, but glad I wound up here. Look, it's an anti-conspiracy. Yeah, like sometimes the good guys end up in the good places on accident, right? Is the algorithm actually working in our favor? What's up, Marge? Thanks for showing up tonight. We got. Let's see, what else do we got? What do we got? Let's see. Hello. Let's see. Who else? What do we got? Okay, good stuff. Rob says, enjoy your beer. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Sherry says, Tom Cruise is supposed to be making a movie in space. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. It's not good enough to just fly planes and crap. He has to actually go to space. Yeah, so I guess is that actually postponed because of COVID? Yeah, who knows? It may not matter, because you guys hear that all the theaters are going out of business, like the actual movie theaters. So, because, well, nobody's going to them, because, they're shutting everything down, and, people are just staying at home streaming Netflix instead. So if anything, like these streaming services are making a windfall for this, because they're at the expense of actual old school movie theaters. I guess, many people go to them on, around the holidays or in summer blockbusters, like the big movies, Jurassic Park and all the rest of this stuff. So there's things. Yeah. I mean, going out of business, making movies still, I guess. Yeah. Penny says we're in full lockdown. Yeah. That sucks. Marge, I'm in Central California. What's up? Wait, CA, California? Yeah. Yeah, California. Central California. Central Valley. Spent a lot of time there. A lot of fantastic times in the Central Valley. Okay, let's see. Penny says they've closed everything, including restaurants and cinemas. Yeah, they're about to close cinemas down here for good. It's going to be bad. Let's see. Timber says the giants were the children from the fallen angels who mated with the women of earth. Yeah, it says that in the Bible. If you don't believe me, we're going to get to that in just a sec. All right, so let's go to we got Kelly. Kelly's calling in. Kelly, it's been a long time. Kelly, good evening. Welcome to Troubled Minds. How are you, my man?
Good. How's it going, man?
Pretty good. Having a good time. Drinking some beer, talking about all the stuff that's great to talk about. How about you? What's cracking, my man?
Not too much, man. Just thought I'd give you a drop a line in, see how you've been.
I appreciate it.
Maybe shoot the shit.
I appreciate it. Fire away, sir. Fire away.
Well, you got I don't know, like some of that weird shit that you were talking about. Like I handle somebody drinking, or is it like those videos where they're like popping those where you wrap stuff in so it doesn't get damaged, that bubble wrap, and everybody wants to twist it up and have it popping.
Yeah, exactly.
Weird videos like that.
Even more weird than that. I saw this one with this young lady was dressed up as a devil. Okay, and she was like literally painted red with red horns on, and she had like fire burning behind her, and she was like whispering, like you had just died and passed into hell, and she was giving you the rundown of how the rules are in hell, right? And of course they were like, bad rules, and it sounded like a shitty place to be, but it was like fire sounds in the back, and she was whispering and, clicking her nails, or like long fingernails on the microphone. I'm just like, what the fuck is this? Yeah. It gets weird, man. It gets weird. It gets more weird than just popping bubbles.
Oh yeah, there's another one I seen too. It was like, I don't know. It was like it was all on stage though. You could tell. Like the guy he was walking in, and he was like, he had like stilts on his hand, but he's walking with his feet forward and his arms back. And then he was like, one time he was walking with this, the stilts towards this pole, and he's got this pole like sticking on. You know what I mean? But it was like a strap on, but it's a long pole. And he walks over to this pole, this other pole like you would jump on and at a playground, and then he would just like he'd swing it, and then he would hit it, ting ting ting. That weird shit, yeah. I've seen some videos like that.
And these guys are getting millions of views, dude. It's weird. It's weird.
Yeah, that's a weird rabbit hole right there.
Big time, big time. I'm not sure if you come out better or worse at the end of it, but okay. I guess that's arguable for any rabbit hole. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, do check it out though. Type ASMR into a YouTube search box and just spend 5 minutes. It will be worth the time, because you'll like leave. If you think you have life figured out after that 5 minutes, you will be confused as hell. Back to square one. So yeah, it's just do check it out. Yeah. Oh, oops. There you go.
Hey, well, yeah, I heard your next story that's talking about the Nephilim in the Bible. Yeah, I've studied all that too through within the Bible, but what's weird is if it, like I said, once again, I'll make the connection to the Sumerian tales of the Anunnaki is what the fallen angels, what they're calling, and then even the number is the exact same. Like it's 200 fallen angels, or then that created the Nephilim, or which is the Nephilim, right? Well, in the Sumerian tale, which is actually Zechariah Stinch's book, it's the last book in Key. Again, in there, it talks about the same thing, but they're the Agigi, or Agigi, what some people would like to call, but it's the same number, because the Agigi, they had so many amount on Lamu, which is Mars, right? I'll just call it AKA Mars, but on Lamu, it was actually being ruled by Marduk, which is Enlil's son, or Enki's son. And when he was getting married to a female human here, at the wedding, they wanted to come down, because that was their leader or their ruler of Mars, Lamu, and they wanted to come down for the wedding. And when they did that, there was 200 of them. And then it matches the same thing as the Bible. So that's where I say a lot of these stories come from, passed down through Mesopotamia into Egypt and then whatever. But anyway, they come down for the wedding, and then what they did is they were trying to overthrow Enlil. So they ran to this mountainous area, which is, I think, nowadays Lebanon. They call it the Cedar Mountain. There was a lot of cedar trees there. And that's Lebanon. I think it's even Lebanon's flag is a cedar tree. But anyway, they snatched up a bunch of women and they stole them, right? And because they said they wanted human wives and shit too. And that's one of their stipulations that they gave to Enlil. And Enlil was like, yeah, whatever, you know what I mean? So they even had sex and produced children, offspring as well. So what's crazy to me, though, is in that story, when they talk about the Agigi, it doesn't really explain. It's weird. It's not like they're Anunnaki, but they're like a different branch or a different breed or a different thing that they must have created. It's the Agigi, and also a group of people they call the heroes. But that's a whole different story. But
actually, anyway, I've got some stuff on the heroes tonight. I got some stuff on the heroes. But go ahead.
Yeah, that's actually, I researched that too. That's in a lot of different cultures, as people call them the heroes, which actually, one of the main ones I connected to was in Australia, and from their gods and stuff too. But yeah, anyway, that's what the take I wanted to say is that actually goes back, both stories like that from the Bible go back to Mesopotamia, because that's where you find, over in, what's the town they destroyed up in northern Iraq, which is, it's in the Bible too. Jesus Christ.
Kabul.
You know,
Kabul.
ISIS or ISIL, they bulldoze the rest of the walls down. Anyway, it's part of the Bible too, and the whole Bible seems to be played out in Iraq. You know what I'm saying? Mesopotamia, and all that stuff again, lead us down into northern Africa, which is Egypt and all that part, right? And that's what's crazy about it, because all those stories with the connection with them both, from Bible to that one, and other stories too, within the Quran and as well. The same story, the flood and all that other stuff. But that part is what I wanted to get part two, is when they talk about the giants. So to me, a lot of those things as well is that the Igigi could be the giant people that they're talking about, because in the story they were like, oh, we're creating these people, these other species to help you out, because the Igigi were doing all the hard work, and that's where the humans come in. And they kind of laughed us off, like, who, these people, these things ain't going to be able to do the work we're doing. But I guess they said, well, if we make millions or thousands of them, then, maybe. So here, anyway, the whole storyline as it goes. But yeah, that's the connection I just wanted to make between that and the Bible. You're going to start here.
Yeah. There's a lot too. It's not just. It's weird. So there's some archaeological finds that we're going to talk about, the Lovelock Cave in Nevada, which we'll get to in a little bit here. But red-headed giants, and then maybe related to the Nephilim. So it's weird. So we'll start the conversation out like this. There's some actual maybe flesh and blood archaeological stuff that seems to be, by some accounts, hidden, covered up by the Smithsonian, and then we have a spiritual angle here with the Bible and like Mesopotamia, like you said, and some of those ancient religions where they talk about the fallen ones and fallen angels. And then we have this other angle, which is the Anunnaki and maybe extraterrestrials, and how there's some sort of a connection. A lot of weird stuff here. And then since we're talking about tall people and giants, you may as well throw Bigfoot in for good measure. And I think this one covers all the bases, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, you know what? Okay, let's get with if we start that conversation there, and where you're leading to, right? Okay, so their giant bones are found everywhere worldwide, but the ones here in the United States would be like in the it's like Central America, right, or United States, Central United States, and that's where like in Michigan and like Wisconsin area, all those two areas through there, they had mounds and stuff, and that's where people were finding these bones and these giant bones. I did I've done tons of research on that as well, but yeah, they've even found bones in Catalina Island, giant bones. They found giant bones, like you said, Lovelock have, and they were talking about the red giants from the Native Americans. They had all that stuff, but what's crazy is they have, I don't know if you have pictures of those, but I got tons of pictures of where you see these people pulling this thing out of the ground. They have there's a big giant hole, and it looks like maybe a coffin or something, but the size of this thing is enormous. And then the ones they found in Pennsylvania, it's like leaning against a car, a box car of a railroad car, and it's just leaning up against the side of it. The story on some of those too that the museum tries to play off is that once they hit the air, it started dissolving and it just turned to dust. But I don't believe that. You know what I mean? Bones, and that's one of the things that's going to last forever.
Yeah, but
you know what I'm saying?
What other bones do that? These ones just magically disappear. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So if you go on some of those ones, the ones I was trying to get down into was the DNA of these things. Okay. So, and there's stories, there was this one I found on YouTube, and this guy, he did his research. One of the ones he found out was the ones over in Russia where the most, renowned known giants is over there, but they were called it's almost part of a movie. I can't remember the name of them, but they're really big people over there, you know what I mean? And they have it's kind of like the one they found in Japan, this big giant long sword. You know what I mean? But these axes that they were carrying, this dude had to be at least 15 feet tall, at least, to wield something like that. You know what I'm saying?
I've seen those pictures, actually. I've seen those. So those are actually in the tomb of the first emperor in China. I was just reading about that this past week. Yeah, where they found these battle axes and swords, which are literally massive, more like almost as big as a human by themselves. Yeah, so you're totally right. The only thing that could, damn it, I should have actually included that. Damn, that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
There's so many instances of these giants kind of the world over, and so yeah, I mean, there's a lot here. There's a lot here, and it's weird. It does. It kind of hits all the bases, all the conspiracy bases, which are pretty cool. I got a hypothetical I want to ask you. So, assuming you have a dead giant, okay, in Wisconsin or Michigan. See what I did there? If you have a dead giant, okay, and they cast their vote, does their vote count for more than one because they're a giant? See what I did there? I had to do it.
Like the Bible call it. What's the Bible measurement? It was like inklings or kinklinks or something like that.
I have no.
That
I
was
don't
the
have no
measurement
idea.
of the
cubits. I have no idea.
Og, right? Yeah, cubits. There you go. I think it was cubits.
Cubits,
but
yeah.
King Og, for example, giant, and his bed was like about 15, 14 cubic feet long. So that dude had to be at least 12 feet. You know what I'm saying? Or like the Bibles where they were talking about, I can't remember some of the names that they had, but like the remnants of the name. See, I'd have to look at the book again, but they're like when he was a remnant of that, and they were all were giant size or whatever. Or even when Moses sent his spies when they were running around the desert for 40 years, he sent his spies out to go find land for them, so they could call their home. And then he came back and said, oh, they had all these fruits and, it was delicious, it tasted, and, because they brought some of the vegetables and stuff with them. And then next thing you know, he's like, yeah, but it's full of giants. And they're so big, we're like grasshoppers to them. And we're like, in the sights of them, and we're, and they're like, that's how we are to them. So that's what I'm saying, and there's stories of, 30-foot sized beings. But again, if you go, I go back to the ancient history. So if you go back to that, and if you go to this Sumerian story, right, and then you go to how this planet used to be as something else. It was it was another planet before, and then they had, their planet smashed into us, and then next but who knows what kind of creatures were on this planet before us? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, back to Tiamat, right? The planet Tiamat, right? That whole collision and that whole bit. Yeah.
So like Bigfoot story, that's in the Sumerian, and that's actually in the big hairy guy, real giant size. He was actually that's part of the what is that one? The epic story of Gilgamesh, right? Gilgamesh was this big ass giant, and he was a king but he was like a real bastard. You know what I mean? He was real ignorant to his people. He was because he was huge. He was like, I'll just do what I want. So they were said that the story is that they prayed to the gods, and they, I guess the sister Ninma was listening, and she pinched the earth between her fingers, and then out from there expel. Who did he battle for a while there? His best friend? Enkidu. Yeah, Enkidu is his name. In the Sumerian story, that's Enkidu. Bigfoot was an example because they said that he was a giant man, and he was really hairy, and he lived with the animals in the forest. That's the whole fucking story. That's what's crazy about it. And what the story is that they're trying to find like this plant of life. And this thing, once you eat it, you'll, have immortality for, I don't know how, thousands of years, like these Anunnaki. That's what's crazy about it. And his name is actually on the Sumerian king list as how long he ruled for.
Yeah, there's a ton there. Again, it's funny you bring up Gilgamesh. We're going to talk about him a little bit too, if we get that far. But yeah, it's unbelievable, right? Like how this literally is the forbidden archaeology. If everybody doesn't know, we did a show a while back, and Kelly was on this show, and we did nothing but forbidden archaeology. He's got a fantastic book where he's actually taken these pictures and put them in like a physical book, because guess what? It came in super handy because this shit keeps disappearing from the internet, right? Like if you could, man, if you have some of this stuff, maybe the red giants or any of this other stuff, if you could share some pictures in the Discord, that would be amazing. I appreciate that a lot. Oh, and I want to say too, I hear the dog in the back. I knew I liked you guys. You're dog people. That's why. That's why.
Yeah, she's crazy sometimes. Her name's Isis, the Queen of Egypt.
Nice. Yeah. But please share some of those photographs because I know you got some actually on archive that have disappeared from the damn internet. Like we were trying to find the actual links to these things, and they're just gone. They've been removed a long time ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like some of those old pictures, and you know what's weird is like the hard find about these is that they're even harder for them to find it. That the person that was putting them out is they were taking the time to go through all these towns and what they've heard were all these stories of all these ancient giants back in time, and they were finding them in old newspapers, right? The old clippings and shit. Something that's like in a book that they had. Not where it was like in a library sometimes, you know what I mean, where you could, it's like literally you flip the they had the paper in there, you know what I'm saying? It's the craziest shit. And if it wasn't for that, you know what I mean, you would only hear stories that, like passed down, like, that the ancient word. But if you have, you know what I mean, they wrote about all kinds of shit in different, like, you never know how much was missed. Even through like the Great West, when the first coming of the Europeans, you know what I mean? And because they were digging these things up, they thought it was Indian bones. That's what they thought. And they were these mounds. That's what they thought. They were like markings. And that's another thing about mounds or those dolmens that you posted one time. Also, because I have another bunch of stuff for that too. Is those looks like they put two stones and another stone on top. You know what I mean? It kind of looks like pie. And those are actually, they found giant bones underneath those. So they're claiming those. I say those are headstones, markings of where if you dig there, you're going to find something. There's a lot of the ones that they found in Pennsylvania and stuff like that. They had those same style, and you find those dolmens everywhere too around the world.
Yeah. So they're like, just like Stonehenge, right?
Yeah. They look like just two stones, and then and they could be big ass fucking boulders too, big ones. And they just look like two, like they stand two of them sideways and then a big ass one on top. Looks like just like kind of looks like pi, the symbol of pi.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so if you see that, you know what I mean? And I'm talking like round ones, big ones. I got tons of pictures of that shit too. Japan, that's in South Korea, Asia, all in the Baltics, and then you see over in Russia, Asia, and those big. And what I would like to do is go into Russia one time, like over in the Siberia. You hear stories after stories of places in Siberia. There's some weird shit happening there.
Yeah, and China too. China would be a fantastic one. They got pyramids and all kinds of crazy shit there they're not talking about.
Oh yeah, that's part of it. That's might as well say like China. I kind of I see when my eyes is what I mean, because Chinese and Russia is almost they're like the same thing. You know what I mean, all through Asia, but it's like even the mixture of people you could see from like Russia to the Asian and they're like you see Asians and they speak nothing but Russian. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's crazy, and they live out in the sticks in the mountains. You know what I mean? All through like I said, Siberia. And, you have stories. That's where, like, a lot of those stories were of those giants. I can't even remember the name right now.
Yeah, there's a ton of names.
Forgive me on that one.
It's okay. I do it all the time. I think the Chinese and the Russians have a lot in common because I'm pretty sure, was it Attila the Hun kicked both their asses? They've got a lot in common. Yeah. Okay.
Warriors right there.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so there's a ton here. You want to? You got time? You want to hop on for the rest of the show here? Because I'm going to take a quick break for a couple minutes and then keep on rolling. Do you have Discord still? You want to jump in there?
Yeah, let me switch over to and look at some, see if I can get some pictures for you too.
Okay. So what I'll do is I'll take a quick 2-minute break. I'll come back, talk about Lovelock in Nevada, and then when you're ready, just hop in. If you can't get in Discord, don't sweat. Just call back. Okay, it's no big deal. It costs me money, but it's not. It's only a couple bucks, so it's no big deal. So, but Discord is free. So you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to be frugal here. It's all good. So whatever is easiest for you. Okay, so we're gonna take a break. This is Kelly here. If Kelly feels like coming back, we're gonna. He's our forbidden archaeology guy. So fantastic for you to call in tonight. I appreciate it, man. And when you're ready, get your ass back on here. Let's do this.
All right.
All right, man. Catch you in just a bit. Hanging up. There you go. That's Kelly. Everybody knows Kelly. He's from Colorado. He's been listening to the show for a very long time. Actually, I think Kelly was our very first ever person to call into this show. The OG caller, Kelly. And he's actually co-hosted a few shows with us and spent some time just hopping in and contributing. So everybody knows Kelly if you listen to the show for any amount of time. Very good dude. Dog people, him and his wife. You can't, how can you go wrong? How can you go wrong? Like I said, I knew I liked them. There's something about it, right? Dog people. There's something about dog people. They're just a little bit better. Okay, here we go. So we're going to take a quick 2-minute break so I can pull up that thingamajigger. What was it? I was supposed to pull up the show on, what was it? The Great Reset. So I'm going to find that in this 2 minutes. We're going to take a quick 2-minute break, come back and talk about the Lovelock Giants in Nevada, the Redheads. They were cannibals, giants, and go from there. But go hit the restroom, top off your drink, whatever, or just put your feet up and kick it. We'll be right back, 2 minutes, and we're going to talk about some really good shit. Yeah, you betcha. You betcha. You betcha. Here we go. Commercial. 3, 2, 1, action. Are you enjoying the conversation? Do you like talking about all things aliens, conspiracy, and paranormal? Well, if so, thank you. And also, we need your help. As you are probably aware, the technocracy, the government, major corporations, and anybody with a ton of money needs to control the narrative. Otherwise, they cannot control your mind. And as a result, free speech, independent thought has become the devil, the opposition. And of course, anybody that knows anything realizes that notion is absurd. The individual decides what they want for themselves, not from the collective. And pay attention to the media and ask yourself, which are they telling you to prefer? Now, I ask for help. The way you can help this conversation continue is by spreading the word. And it's really easy. You can spend just a few seconds of your time. Go to troubledminds.org, that's the official website, and find the iTunes link and leave us a review. If you enjoy the conversation, that is the best way you can give back to Troubled Minds and the community that we've worked so hard to build together. Otherwise, the technocracy will continue to stamp us into the ground. They will continue to shadow ban the words we say and the thoughts we think, and this will never end. Yeah, are you frightened yet? All right, check this out. This is crazy. So I went to YouTube, right, because I'm logged into my other YouTube account. And I searched Troubled Minds Radio Great Reset. And then I searched Troubled Minds Great Reset, which of course we did kind of the thought experiment here on the technocracy and whether they really give a shit about us, at which they clearly don't. But it's like literally the perfect search term. There's literally nothing else on the entire internet that has that fucking search term. And guess what? Nope, it doesn't come up. It doesn't come up. They give me a bunch of shit on the actual Great Reset, right? As framed by the World Economic Forum and Goldman Sachs and the rest of these like unbelievable assholes. They link their shit instead when they're trying to frame it like it's a good thing. Unbelievable. Like this is, again, like hundreds and hundreds of examples we've talked about, like how the technocracy tries to actually, what do? They brainwash us, right? Lead us down a particular path with our brain. And there's a perfect example, right? Like what the fuck good are keywords and titles and all the rest of this shit if you type in exactly what you're looking for and you don't get it? Like this is unbelievable to me. I mean, believable, but unbelievable. It's bullshit, if you ask me. So don't mind me as I'm a little bit fired up and pissed off here, because I'm banned in one channel for the time being, and then I'm on the other channel, and then I go back to search and find the other one, and no, nothing. There's anyway as I'm raging here. I'm a little bit pissed off. It ain't right. This is just not right. So yeah, hold on. One moment, please, and I'll pull up this great reset, and we'll keep on trucking here. But yeah, so I mean, yeah. Is anybody else happy about this? About the brainwash? I'm shocked. Any of you guys found us? I'm shocked. Any of you guys found us? I mean, it's kind of like Frank kind of put it this way. It's kind of like pushing a mountain up a mountain. I mean, those were his words. It was just a lot of BS because you're fighting against the narratives, right? It's garbage. Okay, here we go. This is the actual show that I was looking for. Had to just go to my YouTube channel, so it's not really that bad because I know where it's at, but everybody else doesn't because the damn search is broken. It's broke as fuck, right? Like an actual search engine, if you type in your exact search term, you should get exactly what you're fucking looking for. And here, nope. You type it in and they give you this other bullshit. I mean, come on. It doesn't get any more specific than that. Look at that show. I just linked it. It says right there, The Great Reset, Troubled Minds Radio, Conspiracy Theory Podcast. And no, you search any of those terms and you don't get it. Try it. Trust me, try it. Go to YouTube and search it. You'll see what I mean. So as I rage a little bit here, you know why. You know why. A lot of hard work. Hope people notice. Hope people hear what's going on. But no, they don't want you to hear. So they just remove you from the fucking search terms. It's unbelievable. So, okay, anyway, Larry, what's up? Larry, how you doing, buddy? Let's see. Larry says, America is the only big obstacle in reset. And I think so. I think you're right in many cases there. Like that's the Great Reset is some terrifying things. Go listen to that show if you haven't. Like they've actually suggested some really nefarious shit out in the open, right? And nobody's talking about it. Nobody gives a fuck, right? Like you search it in YouTube and you get their propaganda. That's all you get. John says, I honestly have no idea how I found it. I think it actually came up as a suggestion for a group. Yeah. So if somebody doesn't share it to a group, then you don't hear about it at all. So yeah, I mean, whatever. It's fine. I'm over it. It's just part of doing business here. Okay. Let's see where Kelly's at. See if we got some stuff he's posting here. If not, we're good. Kelly, if you're listening, anytime you're ready, man, no problem. I'm going to start with Lovelock in Nevada, and we're going to go from there. And we're talking about giants tonight. We're talking about the Nephilim. We're talking about biblical shit. We're going biblical. Oops, I did it again. I said blasphemy. Smack me. I'm sorry. Here we go. We're going to start with this. Strangesounds.org. Now, this is here we go. This is where this all starts, or at least one of the versions where this all starts. Now, the red-haired giants of Lovelock Cave. Lovelock Cave. Was I saying Loveland? I mean Lovelock. Lovelock Cave. Giant remains have been discovered under 4 feet of guano in Lovelock Cave in Nevada. Okay. Now, according to Paiutes, which is a native tribe there, the mummified remains belonged to the Saiteka, a legendary red-haired band of cannibalistic giants roaming the area. So I got a couple clips here. I'm going to play them. This is from George Knapp. He reported this. Everybody knows George Knapp. He's our favorite journalist that does UFOs. He's got inside connections with everybody, goes to Skinwalker Ranch, etc., so on. George Knapp's pretty good stuff. I don't have anything bad to say about him. So, in spite of all the other UFO guys I shit on, I think George Knapp's pretty legit. So here we go. Let's hear George Knapp, a couple clips describing what the red-haired giants of Lovelock, Nevada are all about. Part 1, action.
For more than a century, a story has persisted about the skeletons of giants being found in Lovelock Cave in northern Nevada.
And for many years, human remains were put on display in museums here and elsewhere, but that changed. Most of the bones and skulls that were once considered to be historical artifacts have been returned to tribes for burial.
If oversized bones from the so-called Lovelock giants ever existed, they are no longer available to the public. But their story behind the legend still remains.
The I-Team's George Knapp has more.
Slicing through the bone-dry Humboldt Sink on a long dirt road, it's hard to imagine that all of this was once underwater. Remnants of a vast ancient lake can still be seen in the distance. For generations of first Americans, this was a lush paradise of tules, fish, and waterfowl. Humans have climbed this same narrow path up the jagged mountain for more than 4,000 years. That's how long indigenous peoples lived in and around the Lovelock Cave. The roof of the cave is still coated with soot from countless campfires lit by ancestors of the Paiutes. According to tribal lore, a race of red-headed giants made its last stand in this cave.
Among the Paiutes, would most of them say that the giants were real?
All that I've talked to say yes. I've never heard anybody say no.
Devoy Monk has spent all of her 80-plus years in Lovelock. Her family's home today houses a small museum, jam-packed with artifacts and depictions documenting centuries of native culture and pioneer life. Monk has earned the trust of Paiute elders who say the stories are true, that the red-headed interlopers not only killed but ate their ancestors.
My Indian friends tell me they were cannibals, that they set traps, and we have a paper in the other room, that they dug holes in the pathways and where they walked, and then covered them, and then the Indians would fall in, and they said the best part to eat were the thighs.
On internet sites and alien-themed TV shows, the gruesome legend has blossomed, but it's hardly new. Versions have been told and retold in magazines, even scholarly journals, for more than a century.
Did you hear that? So now we got red-headed cannibal giants in Nevada, and they're actually setting traps for these native tribes, the Paiute, okay, the Paiute Indians, and even worse, their favorite part to eat of humans is the thigh. Anybody chicken thigh fans instead of the wings or the breasts? Chicken thighs. Yeah, well, apparently the red-headed Indians named the Saiteca, I guess is how you say it, where, they were into the thighs as well. So there you go. Just not chicken. Okay, so here we go. We're going to do part 2 real fast, and then we'll keep on moving here. But so this is the legend. This is kind of the brief of the legend. Who told better than George Knapp? So let's just hear him. He's better to listen to. So let's hear that. Part 2, George Knapp, the red-haired giants of Lovelock Cave in Nevada, and action.
Famed Nevadan Sarah Winnemucca first wrote in her acclaimed book that the Paiutes waged a 3-year war against a tribe of red-headed cannibals before trapping and then killing the last of them inside Lovelock Cave. Her book doesn't mention giants, and mainstream archaeologists have vigorously rejected the entire story, to the point that the State Museum in Winnemucca admonishes visitors at its front entrance that the red-headed giants are a myth.
There have been skeletons pulled out in the Reed collection, and they found some in there, I believe, that were up to 6'2". So when you think about that, even back then, 6 foot was a very tall individual.
Bill Snodgrass, the curator of the Marsden House Museum in Lovelock, thinks there is reasonable basis for parts of the story. In the early 20th century, guano miners began excavating the Lovelock Cave and uncovered thousands of artifacts, along with mummified remains, including a few specimens much taller than the typical Paiute of centuries past. Later, scientific excavations found troves of native antiquities, along with bones. Some human remains were destroyed. Others were sent to museums for display. A few, Snodgrass says, were consumed in bizarre initiation rituals. He adds there is evidence, including basketry, of an unknown culture that lived near the cave. Records show some of them had red hair.
So while I cannot say yes or no they were redheads or not, as there's even talk that it may have been uric acid changing the color of the hair during decomposition, but there was definitely a different people here.
Many, if not most, of the visitors who end up at the Marsden House Museum have questions about the red-headed cannibals. The locals still enjoy the debate.
The two of you disagree, but it's a friendly disagreement.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Not everyone is so friendly about it. They get pretty passionate.
No. We've had this discussion. He hasn't convinced me, and I haven't convinced him.
George Knapp, 8 News Now.
Whether the red-headed giants ever existed, visits to the 2 museums are worth the drive up to Winnemucca and Lovelock. The Lovelock Cave is in Churchill County, off the beaten path, but not hard to find.
We do have links to both museums on our website, as well as articles, pro and con, about the Saiteca. That is the name given to the cannibal tribe.
There you go, the Saiteca. Thanks for explaining exactly how to pronounce that. So there we go. So according to the Paiutes, the mummified remains belong to the Saiteca, a legendary red-haired band of cannibalistic giants. Terrifying, right? So again, right, we talk about as Kelly called on there and talking about the Anunnaki and some of these other things. There's a lot here, right? Like this could be biblical, this could be ancient aliens, this could be a ton of shit. But or maybe it's just some tall ass folks, right? Some tall ass folks. Who knows? Who knows, right? I find that unlikely, but we gotta throw it out there because that's what we do. We throw it out there. All right, so. There's some of the skulls actually. Here, I'm going to link this if you guys want to check out the actual upload of the close up of the skulls here. If you guys want to take a look yourselves. And there we go. A couple shout outs. We got Joey. What's up? Thanks for showing up. We got Nathalie. Hi from Ontario, Canada. My youngest boy is 6 foot 11 inches tall. Are you being for real? If you're being for real, maybe we need to interview this guy, see if he's got alien DNA. I'm just kidding, of course. I'm being funny. I'm being funny. All right, so Larry, what's up? Says maybe the sons of Esau, ESAU. Could be, right? Corvin says these are human hybrids. We have a genetic splicing and engineering program on this planet that created most of the races. Hey, there you go. You're in the right place, my man. You're in the right place. That's the type of stuff we talk about here. Okay, so that's the crazy part, right? That's that. Like, given all of that, I don't know. Redhead giants. Okay, where did this come from? Let's actually go to there. Where did this come from? So the ancient giants of Nevada and the mystery of Lovelock Cave. All right, so there was actually an individual by the name of, here we go. I'm going to read this. And then we'll keep on moving here. And I don't know if you're out there, Kelly, if you're going to hop back in here or what, but yeah, whenever you're ready. Or not, I'll keep on moving without you. So yeah, my dog people out there, my dog people. All right, here we go. This is from all around Nevada and Lovelock Cave. I'm going to read a little bit of this and then we'll keep on moving. But you guys get the idea here, right? You get the idea. This is he's a redhead too. Nice. Yeah, I think we definitely need to interview him. All right. So here we go. Lovelock Cave was intermittently occupied by Native Americans from approximately 3,500 years ago until the middle of the 19th century. It is considered by archaeologists to be one of the most important sites in the history of North American archaeology. Unfortunately, in the first decades of the 20th century, guano miners, that's batshit for you folks that don't know, guano, removed some 250 tons of material shipped to a fertilizer company with little regard for the reported several thousand specimens of human skeletal remains and cultural artifacts it contained. In later scientific investigations, one of the most important discoveries was a cache of canvasback duck decoys made of marsh grass called tules. Everybody that lives around Tule Lake up near Oregon, you know what a tule is. Most specimens even had feathers attached. The virtual reality tule decoy featured here, I'll show you guys what that looks like in a sec, was created from a modern reproduction. Many archaeologists believe that the Lovelock culture was replaced by northern Paiutes 1,000 years ago. The Paiutes have an oral tradition describing the defeat of foes, the Saiteca, who lived within their territory near lakes and marshes. They speak of a great battle leading to the extermination of the Saiteca, which occurred at Lovelock Cave. Like George Knapp said, they're kind of their last stand. They fought back. It was a 3-year battle after these red-headed giants were capturing and eating them. And they fought back. So what can you do, right? You got to fight back. I think that's one thing history's taught us, right? Don't sit there, fight back. And so they ended up beating the giants at this. What the hell is that sound? Does anybody hear that sound? Is somebody who's cracking in here? What's going on here? Hey, there's Kelly. Kelly, can you hear me, buddy? Kelly's.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Say something one more time. I want to make sure you're coming through the stream.
Hello.
Perfect. That's what that sound was. I was freaking out, man. I was like, there's somebody in the house. There's somebody. The call's coming from inside the house. All right, cool. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for jumping on Discord. There we go. All right. Let me read the rest of this. And Kelly has rejoined us. Fantastic. Okay, so the Paiutes have an oral tradition describing the defeat of the foes, the Saiteca, who lived within their territory near lakes and marshes. They speak of a great battle leading to the extermination of the Saiteca, which occurred at Lovelock Cave. During the era of Western immigration, the area below the cave, which was then a vast wetland known as Big Meadows, would be filled with oxen fattening up before their trek through the 40-mile desert. Okay, here we go. And here's the duck. I said I'd show you the duck decoy. Where's the duck decoy? Let's see. Hold on. Let's get professional, Michael Strange. Let's find what we're going to show before we show it. Here we go. Here's the duck decoy that they actually found. This is a modern recreation, but they actually have these things that they have supposedly found inside this Lovelock cave with unfortunately, right? So this is the level of craftsmanship and artifacts they were finding within this cave. And after they pulled tons and tons of bat shit out of there, bat shit crazy guano. You know the term batshit, where it comes from, batshit crazy, from the guano miners. But anyway, I digress. But this is a modern recreation of what they had, but this is exactly the type of thing that they were looking at. And some of the actual artifacts that they just plowed through and like basically destroyed as they were mining this cave for the guano. So anyway, welcome back, Kelly. How you doing, my man? What's going on tonight? Welcome back to the show.
Too much, man. Yeah, I just anyway, I threw some pictures up inside Discord, so you can maybe pull them up if you wanted to. But that's some of the ones that I did have on my phone, at least. But
okay.
Yeah, that Lovelock story, which is pretty crazy. And the thing about it is, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe those skulls even had 2 rows of teeth.
They've disappeared. So it's hard to say.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that they're just all gone now. So we'll get to that in a sec. But yeah, so they may have. We got some pictures here on some of these things, but they don't. It's unclear if they're actually the ones you're talking about. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? So it's impossible to verify any of this information because most of these artifacts are gone. They disappeared by either the Smithsonian, like they've said. Again, by some reports, I can't confirm this because I don't know if they did it, but by some reports have said the Smithsonian basically took these things and they just hide them. They either destroy them or hide them in that, in Indiana Jones, the end, when they have that big warehouse where they put the Ark. Yeah, that's where this shit is too, basically, right?
Oh yeah, that's the main story about that, and they've even came out themselves. The Smithsonian is saying that they say they destroyed them. But I doubt it. They were probably pulling DNA out and finding some stuff like that. That's what because you can't trust those people anyway, because there's all kinds of stuff I could talk about with those people, man. But yeah, that's the one that really pisses me off, is they're hiding the fact that, because it doesn't really fit their narrative with their, the whole, we were, because if you throw that in the mix, even including with like what they found in Peru and over in the Caucasus areas, the people with the elongated skulls. Not to jump off subject real quick, but if you want to talk about stuff that they don't even, mainstream science doesn't even want to talk about because it doesn't fit the whole, we came from apes and the whole theory on that shit.
Yeah, the Darwin business. If you don't fit the Darwin business, it ain't worth talking about. A couple shout outs real quick. We got Joey. Thanks for showing up tonight. We got, he said Steven. Let's see. John says, I didn't hear some pop, but I did. I'm wearing headphones, man. See, Kelly was here. I sensed him. I sensed him before he showed up. I also heard the pop when he joined the Discord. Diane, what's up? Thanks for showing up tonight. Who else? We good? Again, Marge having some great conversation over there at YouTube. Larry says, batshit for ammonia nitrate. Saltpeter for black powder. That's exactly right. That's why they were farming it. So Lovelock Cave, they were pulling the bat shit out, the guano they call it, and for ammonia nitrate, black powder. Okay, and so they were going in and mining this thing, and they burned a bunch of off the ceiling as well. So if you go into Lovelock Cave now, it's all clear. Like you don't see any of that stuff in there, but apparently there were tons, like literal metric tons of bat shit in this cave. And so, of course, right, over the hundreds or thousands or whoever the hell long knows many years, the bats were in there just shitting like crazy on all the artifacts, right? So, of course, ruining them and everything else. But then as they're farming the guano, they destroyed whatever artifacts were there. So tons and tons of really tragic shit going on there with lost artifacts. It's a damn shame. But yeah, we got some good stories coming out of it. And again, backed up by the natives, the Paiutes said that this was in their their lore, their mythology, their culture for what, 1,000 years or more. Like they knew about these red-headed giants. They knew where they were. They knew the cave and everything. Pretty crazy stuff, huh?
Yeah. You know what, Mike, and I do believe in that book that I do have, because that one right there, I had was, I think I even got it in storage now, but yeah. But yeah, I have some old pictures, and I believe that the ones that I do have, like I said, in news clippings, they do show the skull. This thing is massive, and I think it was a couple of them, and they have to, like, it looks like, I don't know, I even had to, let's see how big, give you a description how big the skull was. And it did have, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, but I'm pretty sure I'm right, but it did have two rows of teeth. And the reason for that is, I'm not, well, if you got a story coming up for that, I mean, I'll explain that one too, and where, like, the DNA and stuff like that too.
So as you know, the stories I have doesn't mean they're truth, by the way. They're just from some source. So
Yeah.
if it doesn't match, it's fine. So I think the two layers of teeth would kind of confirm that they're, maybe like carnivorous, right? Like dogs with the canine teeth, right? Like you get animals that eat meat have, more like jagged and double rows of teeth like a shark, right? Like these types of things. So you would expect, if they're like actually not Homo sapiens, like from our actual, direct DNA as people, and they're giants and all the rest of this, that maybe the two rows of teeth kind of tracks to that, like we're talking about actual cannibals, like a cannibal race, like a carnivorous cannibal race that was preying on people for who knows how long. Again, like we said, this story's like, this is biblical, like this is literal biblical stuff. I'm pulling up these photos that Kelly has, and I'll just scroll them through as we're talking about this. Thanks again, Kelly. I know you have a ton of really great shit here. So yeah, go right ahead. Go right ahead.
If you want to go into the, where that leads into the biblical, even into Sumerian, okay. Now, if you go with that, okay, now they found bones in, like I said, over in the ones that they found over in Pennsylvania and like Michigan and stuff like that. They found the ones that they found did have two rows of teeth, and they were actually had 6 fingers on each hand. Now, if you want to go back into, now that is biblical. That's also known as the Nephilim. They also, I believe that they were known as had 6 fingers. And actually, you can even go back in the Sumerian, and there's actually pictures, I believe, that's of Gilgamesh, right? In old scriptures, not scriptures, but sculptures of him, or even just carvings like inside of a wall. And he's holding the lion. I believe in that one, or there is another one that they show. He's got 6 toes and 6 fingers on each hand. Now, the reason why I bring that up, the DNA part, is through my own research, is that when I was finding out on that, is one of the ones they were claiming is, their client is saying, is a Hebel group X1. Now that one and Hebel group X2 is a type of DNA. Now the Hebel group, I believe it's X. Most of them are like, that's the Native American, right? That's the ones that are like from South America, like the Americans, right? All from South America, all the way, the indigenous, all the way up to North America and into Canada. Now, the X1 and X2, that's the ones, the traces that they're leaving behind. That's main ones you're finding over in Russia. That's the one I was actually talking about too. But the ones here that they're finding out is, they have the 2 double rows of teeth. Now, and that's the one thing I was talking about. If you go into Sumerian, that was like the Sumerians, and that's some of the traits that they're having. And some of the pictures that I do have, there's tribes, and I got not only there. That's the one tribe that it shows a family, and they're all in Brazil. That's South America. That picture of them, and they're all holding their hands up. They have, they have the 6 fingers. That's one of the traits. Now you'll find that in all the in the American Indians, which and again, that's from south to all the way up to north, and they have tribes, and the whole tribes are 6 fingers, 2 rows of teeth. You have that in Asia as well. Like there's Asian countries, and actually in India as well. Like if you go through the Indus Valley, all through there, Pakistan, Afghanistan, they have tribes, and these people have 6 fingers, right? They have a double row of teeth, and that actually, because I do have Native American in my family strong, it's about 50-50, and we had, like, my brother, he was born with 6 fingers and 6 toes on each, on each hand and foot. My cousin had double rows of teeth. He had to get them pulled out when he was younger. But that's the reason why because I was so curious about all this stuff. You know what I mean? So the more I was reading, even from biblical all the way into, ancient Sumerian, right? Even like, and it wasn't even that too, where I stumbled upon it, and then you just read about it, and then Samuel, the one with the picture with those, the family of, they're holding their hands up, and Samuel even talks about them. They're remnants of the giants. And they have many names in the Bible. If you just go through there, where they said that the whole army would come in there riding horses, but they could actually stand up. The horse could lay, their feet could touch the ground while riding a horse. That's how big these people were, and one of the ones that they had.
Yeah. So I got those pictures up. So I put the first one up. It's funny. I was literally putting these two up, the 6-finger ones, right as you started talking about it. So we got petroglyphs here shown with people with 6 fingers in New Mexico. There are petroglyphs that reveal people who had 6 fingers. And then we have this family that appears to be Brazilian. Call me wrong with all the Brazilian soccer jerseys, but it looks, and the Brazilian flag, but it looks like they have a bunch of everybody in the family has 6 fingers. So I wonder. So like it looks like just kind of looking at their smiles, it doesn't look like there's any dental issues. But I wonder if because there are like people that grow extra teeth and they remove them, right? Because otherwise they cause problems, right? And like bites and other problem like jaw problems and other things. So who knows, right? Maybe dentally these people were. I don't know. I'm just speculating here, but yeah, who knows? Who knows? They definitely have 6 fingers. I think that's without a doubt. Clear Thinker on Twitch says that is Nephilim giant traits. There you go. We got somebody that concurs right there.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. So it's the names that they're just giving them. Throughout history, a lot of everything just changed different names, right? So like even then, if you want to go into biblical, you hear about the Nephilim or the fallen angels. You know what I mean? There's different names that throughout history they're gonna call them. Like the Native Americans for example, that they had. That the Paiutes gave them, that you just reading. I believe it was Paiutes, right?
Yeah, the Paiutes. Yeah.
And of the Lovelock, giants there too. But all of them are gonna have different names. You know what I mean? It's just gonna change throughout history. That's just what it does. Or you just give it nicknames, or but each one, throughout history, you're gonna hear of them having battles with these things. You know what I mean? And then, like, if you go into the Bible, they said the reason why God, destroyed the human, but one of the ones was, that was one reason why they wanted to get rid of them. I believe, it was like they were trying to get rid of the Igigi. Was probably just why flood them out, kill them off that way.
Which of course, so the Igigi now were the worker class of the Anunnaki, which were some sort of hybrid between humans and aliens, right? And so they were built to do the heavy lifting here on Earth, to mine the gold and the other things. Maybe they've been said that they built the pyramids and some other things too. So if that's the case, and they did some sort of a genetic program to build these things, they were giants. The Igigi were giants, right? So this is yeah. So we find ourselves kind of in the same situation, looking at some biblical stories, which we'll get to in a sec. Let's see. It's Genesis 6 is where this is actually stated in the Bible. I've got some clips we can play this and talk about this. But yeah, there's a lot here, right? Again, like it kind of, like I said, it ticks all the boxes in conspiracy theory. You get your biblical stuff, you get your alien stuff, and you get your archaeology kind of all in one. Definite fantastic mix.
Yeah, but I believe in the story they were a hybrid, but they weren't human hybrid. They mated with humans, which created hybrids, but themselves, that doesn't really explain. But if you look a lot about some of the Sumerian, artifacts that they found, they can't explain the ones that they found that look like reptilian. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's all the giants, and even like David and Goliath. There's a perfect example of like the name of a giant in the Bible. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, but no, I was just trying to do the reptilian connection, but at the same time, but that that's a whole different story for me. But some people are trying to say that they could have been reptilian giants, but the bones you're finding are human type skulls. I mean, they're not going to be like a reptilian type, different shape. Because if they have different, if they had different skulls, obviously if they look different, then they would have some kind of difference. But the only ones that you're finding are giant size. You know what I mean? I have pictures too, tons of them where I got like some that are, in a lot of them that they have in museums, especially in like, you get some of these third world countries and they have, their local museums, but you'll find some miraculous shit in there where, they do have giants. They're saying that their bones are ancestors, or, they fought with them, they're warriors, or, you know what I mean? Or they came here in peace and they taught us something. They taught us the great way of life, or, you know what I mean? Just, or even through like, like in the Indus Valley area, where Buddhism and, Hinduism and all that, I mean, that's where all teachings and stuff. So if, all that, it's just, and that's where the whole fallen angel too, where you're talking about, they came here, in the biblical sense that they came here, and they said that they, taught us, but they worded it different. I mean, it's kind of the same, but not, it's a little different. But they taught us, they taught us how to do, they even had the different names too. Is Iriziel, and they taught us like to the humans. I guess they taught us like, tracking the stars, building stuff, or even for women they had stuff like how to do like. It's more for the women's side to me, and even in the Sumerian stories, it's just more of like, and not to get off track, but more like, what I mean, different. They show them how to, but that was their gods. I mean, the names is what I'm getting about, how they were teaching us different stuff, or showing us how to build different stuff. And even in Egypt, what I mean, speaking of building, like you have a petroglyphs or pictures of they show like these giants, holding these big blocks, and that's part of the blocks that they were building the pyramid. And these things, they're giants, man. I mean, come on, look at the pictures of it. I mean, these people are not just gonna create stuff, maybe for a king, maybe, but not for like regular workers. You know what I mean? That doing manual labor. These things were giants. That's the only way that you're gonna actually move something that big, unless you're, what I mean, they knew. They had high technology, of course, if they're flying from star system to star system, yes. You know what I mean? But why would they pull that out when, what I mean? They can't bust out all the magic, what I mean, in front of, the created being that they have, what I mean? But again, throughout all these pictures and all these other stuff that you have, pictographs of like all of the whole planet, there was giants. There are giants.
Yeah. I think it's clear again, like there's so many stories that have that. So not only we have some of this forbidden archaeology, we've got stories from many religions, right? The Indian religion, we got Hindu, we got the actual Bible itself, we got again the Sumerians. Like there's so many accounts of these things. It's hard to take it as what would you call it? Like a universal subconscious, like a universal myth that was shared to everybody, when it was more likely there was some really weird shit back then, and they're just trying to describe it the best they can. We call it myth, and they were like just describing what they saw. I mean, I can buy that for sure. I got a couple clips here regarding the Nephilim. Let's play these. They're quick, couple minutes. Let's play a couple minutes and we'll talk about it. But listen to this. You haven't heard this one yet, Kelly, but listen to this one carefully and listen what this guy says. I got these from biblical scholars. Now these guys are actually going to the text itself. This is Genesis 6. Okay. And again, this has, as we know, the Bible has roots further back where they took some of these stories from other cultures. But let's listen to part of what a biblical scholar here says about Genesis 6 and the Nephilim. Part 1, action.
Now let's turn our attention to chapter 6 and a very challenging narrative. Chapter 6 begins, when humans began to multiply on the face of the land, and daughters were born to them. The sons of God saw that the daughters of humans were beautiful, and they took wives for themselves, whomever they chose. The fallen ones, or Nephilim, were on the earth in those days, and also after, when the sons of God came into the daughters of humans. And they bore children to them. Those were the mighty ones of old, men of name. Well, let's start with the Hebrew word. The Hebrew word is Nephilim. Who are the Nephilim? Now, if the term Nephilim were used in my Hebrew class, my students would translate it fallen ones. If Nephilim means fallen ones, why did the Septuagint translate it gigantes, or giants? That's an interesting question. Now, in Numbers chapter 13, we'll get there after a while, the 10 scouts compare the large-size Anakites to the Nephilim. Actually, they say the large Anakites are Nephilim. Now, the problem in this case is that the narrator of Numbers chapter 13 says that the 10 scouts are giving a bad report, and in that case, meaning they are giving an intentional distortion of the facts. So that really raises a question for us, is I understand why the giants from Numbers 13 might be put into Genesis chapter 6 by the Septuagintal translators, but it doesn't seem like a bad report that's intentionally distorted is a good reason to think that there's giants here.
Okay, so that's the end of that. But there's one more. He continues in this, but hear what he said there. He said that so in the translation of the Bible initially, the Nephilim were translated as the fallen ones, but then he said in the Septuagint, which is the Greek Bible, actually the Greek language translation, it's giganticus. I think he said, or gigantus, which actually means giants. And so here we go. Here's an actual like person that teaches this stuff at a university that's like a biblical scholar talking about this and how it doesn't quite line up, right? And so we'll play part 2 in a sec after we get your thoughts. But how about that, huh? How about that?
Yeah, you know what? That almost reminds me of this other video I seen about a guy. He was a biblical scholar as well, right? But he knew ancient Hebrew, because Hebrew has changed. You know what I mean? Even the tongue dialect that's just whole different. So that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, and that's the problem that we're having with the Bible, is like how people, you know, how like. What was it where they depicted that, some of the stuff, you know what I mean, were the Romans, you know what I mean, and the Jews back then were, you know, they were or Israelites, I should say, they're the ones who supposedly, you know, depicted or what the meanings of those were, and this one guy had like a ton of this shit different, you know what I mean. So like the Greek one where you're saying it could have been different. That's right. Where they were saying they were giant size, I would say that's correct. And whoever they're saying, whatever they've written down in the Bible, they changed it. The whole literal meaning of it. That's what I believe.
Yeah, and it seems like, okay, so based on let's again, since this is Trouble Minds Radio, let's spin this from the Anunnaki story. So like you said, the Anunnaki were not hybrids. They were built genetically, specifically by the Anunnaki to create a worker class. And then that worker class themselves mated with human women. And then the offspring there was whatever giants we're seeing in archaeology, right? Maybe Goliath and these types, right? We're seeing like, so kind of, again, like we're kind of blurring worlds here, right? Where we're talking like some spirituality stuff, some Bible stuff, talking some Anunnaki and some alien stuff, but the stories kind of jive together when you think about it in terms of that, right? Like there's definitely something there. It seems to really line up.
Yeah, you know, for me, it doesn't. I mean, it's perfect. It's spot on. You know what I mean? I was trying to go through the Lost Book Inky right now, but I have markings everywhere. But anyway, I was trying to show. I wanted you to read. I wanted to read the part where, you know, the Igigi came from Mars, from Lamu to Earth, right? to for Marduk's wedding because he was supposed to get married, and that's the whole story to what he just read right there, where they took wives, you know what I mean, in Genesis 6, where they take wives for themselves and anyone they wanted, and that's what they did, and they mated with them. But when they did that, you know, it's not like the women wanted to go with them, like they chose them. They just took them, and they were, you know, they hid themselves up in the what it was like the rocket place or the landing or something like that. But it was up in a Cedar Mountain area, and again, that's where I believe I said, you know, is Lebanon.
Yeah, and I think again, like, so Williams says, I think these are the demigods described in the Greek mythology, and I think so too, right? Like, there's so much of this where there was so so we talk about the fallen ones, the actual. So I guess you would say the Nephilim are going to be equivalent to the Igigi, right? Like it's going to be.
Yeah, well, the Igigi are part of the Nephilim.
Okay.
Actually, no, I'm sorry. You were right. The Igigi are the Nephilim that came down. Even the count is the exact same. 200 fallen angels is what they're saying. But they didn't fall. You know what I mean? What they did is they come down to the planet. You know what I mean? They came from Mars here. So that's where the whole story is coming from. And what's crazy about it, okay, now this is what I already knew this about Lebanon. Okay, Lebanon has I think it's where the I don't know if it's the Parthenon or not, but anyway, it's over in Lebanon, right, where they built this Greek when Roman or a Greek took over, or you know, that whole area at the time back in history. They built, you know, their pillars and shit on top, but on the bottom is where Baalbek is at. That's where, you know, Baalbek, Lebanon. The ancient literal meaning of Baalbek is the landing place or the landing spot. And when you talk about the Igigi, right, when they came to Earth, and they were said that they were stuck at they called them, and the children too, that they buried the children. They had a specific name for it. What was it? God, I gotta find what we're talking about. I'll go through the book and I'll find that thing where they built the children that they buried with the women. They actually had a whole different name for them too. That's the whole crazy part. And I've been trying to research, you know, anything with the name that's kind of close to that. But for me, it's kind of interesting where, you know, you read the Bible and it says that, right, that they took their women. But then if you look in Sumerian writing where they have the whole story, you know, I mean, this shit's written in stone. Okay, again. Or even clay tablets, but you know, it's actually stone now. So, but if you
you leave it long enough, it becomes stone.
Look at this shit, man. It's exactly what they're saying. You know what I mean? They came down, 200 of them. All right, 200 fallen angels, a Gigi, or whatever you want to call them. Right? They came down. They're fallen, so they came down from the Mars. They landed there, and they took wives, and they bare children to them. Right? Even then, too, like there's another one, the sons of Anak. They even had them, Anak. I think Anak. I think it is. Right? So, and there were the giants, and then they had bare children to them, and boom, it's the same story. I mean, but it was crazy about it. It's Sumerian is 3,000 years before the Bible, even 10,000, 100,000 years.
Yeah, exactly. According to Sitchin, it's like that story goes back 750 million years. So that's a lot of damn years. So yeah, I mean, and again, right? So and it's, and like you said, it's what was his name? The hero,
Gilgamesh.
Gilgamesh, yeah. There's so many names swimming through my head because they all match. Like I don't think there's like a perfect match of everything. But there's a pretty decent parallel, right? Because you figure some are going to be lost in translation. There's going to be some weird stuff. But I mean, like mythology in general there's a very, very similar parallel. And, you know, like the detractors to what we're talking about would say, you know, like academia would say, well, you know, it's, you know, the human condition it's the life and the death cycle, and, you know, the family and the this and the that and the birth and the death, right? And so they would say that given all of this that we're talking about, there's no correlation other than the human experience. And then they come up with similar stories. But I don't know, man. These stories are pretty fucking similar to, you know, right? Yeah. It's pretty spot on in many, many, many cases. So yeah, there's a ton here. So we got a picture up of the two rows of teeth here. I mean, these are fantastic. All these photos, by the way, are from Kelly. So he's like I said, he has painstakingly ended up putting these books together and printing stuff from the old days, right? And the old days maybe 5 or 10 years ago now, right? But this shit's not available. You can't find it on the internet anymore. Like, it's unbelievable to me that that quick of a turnaround, we're looking at some things that you can't even find anymore. It's really unbelievable, and it's happening faster than that, and just nobody knows it. It's sick. It's sick. I'm not going to tangent into that, but it is sick. It is a sick thing. Okay, let me play the second clip here of this guy talking about the Nephilim, and then we'll keep on trucking here. There's a ton to talk about on this topic, and we need to do more of this ancient archaeology stuff, because we don't do enough of it. So I figured I was looking into some of the things we hadn't talked about yet, and the redhead cannibal giants from Nevada sounded as good as any, so it led us into Nephilim and everything else. So here we go, part 2 of that. The biblical scholar talking about the Nephilim, and I will have all these links, the YouTube links, and all this stuff where I got this information from. They will always be posted in the video description under YouTube. So do check it out. Again, I'm not making this shit up, guys. I'm not making this shit up. There's a source for all this, and if you don't believe it, fine. No problem. I'm not here to convince you of anything. I'm just saying, look, these are what some people are saying, and they're not knuckleheads out there. There's very smart people, okay? So there you go. Take it for what you will. Nephilim, part 2.
When we look at Genesis chapter 6:4, we realize that if we read it very literally, like the translation I gave you, the passage characterizes the Nephilim without respect to their size. It says they are mighty heroes, persons of name. We might say persons of reputation from antiquity. Now, they could be large-sized warriors, but not necessarily. They're described here for their might, their prowess, and their fame. Now, who are the sons of God, and who are the daughters of humans? That is, literally, the Ha-Adam, the human race. Now, some say that the daughters of humans are females from the line of Cain, and the sons of God are males from the line of Seth. Now, where this comes from is, if we remember in Genesis chapter 5, which we looked at in this session, Adam is a son of God, and Seth is a son of Adam. So in that sense, the line of Seth, that's spelled out in chapter 5, they could be the sons of God, over and against the daughters of humans from the line of Cain. That's one way to go, and there's some other spins that could go a little bit of a different way. But specifically, the genealogies in Genesis chapter 4 and 5 are thought to maybe line up to these two people, sons of God, daughters of humans. But others say that the sons of God are celestial beings. Sometimes we call them angelic beings. Fallen ones who are perverting the human race by seducing women. Now, although Christian laity often enjoy debating these and other views, one thing that's important for us to recognize is that the upshot in this passage, in either case, is that God saw the wickedness of the human race and decided to kill everyone. Well, almost everyone except Noah. So there's nothing wrong with these debates, but we need to make sure that they don't obscure or eclipse the bigger story of what's happening, whatever the perversion of the human race entails.
Boom. There's a lot there. Let me read. This is super short. This is Genesis 6, okay? Wickedness in the world, right? Genesis 6, and it's very like 4 parts. Genesis 6, 1 through 4, all right? When human beings began to increase in number on the earth, and daughters were born to them, the sons of God saw that the daughters of humans were beautiful, and they married any of them they chose. Then the Lord said, "My spirit will not contend with humans forever, for they are mortal, their days will be 120 years. The Nephilim were on earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of God went to the daughters of humans and had children by them. They were the heroes of old, men of renown. There you go. And there's the actual scripture they're talking about there. And so, like you think about it, right? Like it took me like 45 seconds to read that or whatever, right? It wasn't that long. But there's like people have been debating this shit for 1,000 years. It's crazy. It's crazy, some of the stuff in there. But it parallels, right, with the Igigi and that whole other bit. The fallen ones, what are they? He said, so not only, in the Bible it says, not only were they walking on earth, they still are. So, right?
Have you ever heard of the story from the when we were in war in Afghanistan?
Yeah. The giants in Afghanistan. Yep. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that sounds fucking crazy too. And he was a redheaded dude. From the stories, because they even had videos that the pilot of the Air Force guy from the Army. Well, you had the Army sergeant, and then you had the pilot. But they wanted their ship blanked out. I don't know how real it is, but for me that sounds pretty crazy. You know what I mean? The way they explain it is almost exactly of the stories that were going around. Plus, they're inside, the mountains over there in Afghanistan. The mountains over there in Afghanistan are some of the tallest mountains in the world. So I'm pretty sure not everybody's climbing around some of those areas up there. You know what I mean? Who knows what's still alive?
Yeah, for sure. So if you don't know what Kelly's talking about, there was a report. I'm not sure the source at this because I don't have it offhand, but there was some sort of reported thing where there was a military, I think it was U.S. military, that actually encountered giants up in the mountains of Afghanistan and had some sort of fight. So it's gone around on YouTube and some other things. I don't know if it's been taken down and whatnot, but these are the stories that are going around, that some of these maybe these giants still walk the earth, right? Kind of like you said, and just like the Bible said right there, that they did walk the earth and they still walk the earth. So I wonder, I wonder if there's something to that. Yeah, craziness, huh? I got a ton of shit here. Like another biblical scholar, I got 8 clips, which we're not going to play because I got you instead. You're better than 8 clips, buddy. You're better than 8 clips. All right, but we got other stuff. Okay, so what are your thoughts on that? And then where we go after this? Because I'm your Huckleberry, bro. We're gonna do this, you and me.
I don't know. Like I was saying, to me, through my research and the stuff that I've looked at, through over the Middle East, it's just, I mean, again, like I don't know, man. To me, and if you look, they still are here. It depends on what you would call a giant. And there are some pictures I do have where, and like I said, in the Hindus Valley, you could tell by the way the turbans they had, in the picture they have, 2 big giant guys, and they're putting their hand on top of this dude's head. And this guy said he was probably like, what, I would say 5'10", 5'8", between 5'8" and 5'10". But these guys are huge. They're massive. And you still see some of this remnant, even if there's just remnant of these people, right? Like these giants. And I'm not talking like some people that are really tall, right? You see, and then it seems like they have like joint problems where they can't walk, and next you know they pass away real young due to the health problems that they're having. That's remnant, yes, but I'm talking like you see other people, and these people look about at least 8-9 feet tall, right? And they have proportionate to their body. You know what I'm saying? They don't have any health. They don't look like they have joint issues or nothing. You know what I mean? And those, to me, like, holy shit, you know what I mean? I wonder how we're actually real tall. And some of the bones that I did show you, the one, like, I don't know if you see on those pictures, the one giant that's leaning up against that car rail, that the railroad car. That one was the one found in Pennsylvania. That one, if you stand him up, he probably looks like he's 12, 15 feet tall, I would say, at least.
Yeah, that's a big... And he's leaning. So exactly, yeah. So you stand that sucker straight up. I agree. That's at least probably like 12, 15. That's crazy. He's taller than that car. He's leaning on the top of the. Unbelievable. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and the other one too. I have another one. I believe I sent you. Shows the real tall mummy and the two guys standing in between it. That's actually at an old museum, I believe in. I think that one was Ohio, I believe. Or used to have grab their hands a hold of this stuff, and who would pay money for all that shit was like these circuses. These traveling circuses that would go around.
Yeah.
One of the weird
Exactly.
shit.
The Ringling Brothers, the Barnum and Bailey Circus. They were doing that shit before them. Yeah, you're totally right. I got the picture up right now. It says Missouri. Missouri Cave.
Those ones, man. Yeah, it's exactly like Barnum and Bailey. Like all those people, those type of people were, they were paying money for that shit, and they were paying penny on the, but it was money for them back then. Shit, dig up some bones and there, claim it was Indian bones. But they were giant size. These things that they were destroying history when they were doing that. You know what I mean? But they find a lot of these stuff that that's on Indian land, or that they, like I said, those mounds or like those dolmens that they called. I think I even sent one of those pictures of it. And yeah, they're markings of these giants, and these giants are like everywhere. They're not just in one specific area. They were worldwide, just like human beings. You know what I mean? If you look at all, the sculptures and the stuff like that, the tool markings that you find in all, in places like Angkor Wat, you know what I mean? Or like in South America, like where these massive buildings and stuff are at. You see like tool markings of, like almost like saws or shit melting, and you know what I mean? That's technology that has to be. That's for me personally, and then reading all the stories from like even from the Bible to the Quran, the Torah, all the way into all the stuff that I have touched, I haven't delved deep. I have in some parts, but there's some stuff I just haven't even scratched the surface, and it's just still just waiting to see.
Yeah, there's a ton of shit here. I got the picture up too. Again, like I said, it's so this is the from this photograph again. Kelly sent all these photos you guys are seeing. This is the only existing photograph of the 9-foot-tall Neanderthal giant that was discovered inside a Missouri cave during the late 1860s. It was reported that the mummified body had reduced to dust after only 3 days of being removed from the cave. All right, so reduced to dust in 3 days. I've got something for you guys, and it's on theme with the show. And here it is, right here. You ready? Little ASMR business. Imagine you're at the beach. There you go. How good was that? All right, so okay. So given all of this, I don't know, right? There's a ton of shit here. There's a ton of shit here that's again is so synchronous that you would say that all the stories, right? Again, right? Like how does it blend with the Bible? How does it blend with again aliens? Now we're not like we barely even talked aliens, but this kind of really fits into what you would call the ancient alien theory, right? It very, very much fits in with that. And here we are again, flailing, talking about aliens on another random Tuesday night. Cheers, everybody. Yeah, let's see. Okay. So hold on, I got some other stuff. Let's jump into some other shit real quick because I do have it, so there's no reason to just kind of guess here and shoot the shit. Let's hold on. Let's see what else do we got. So okay, the initial guy, I'll link all these articles, just FYI. I'm gonna link all this shit where I got all this information that I'm talking about tonight. So you guys can always find all this stuff, even if it doesn't go in the chat right now. It'll be in the comment section, not comments. It'll be in the description section of the YouTube channel. So you check it out, and there's a ton of stuff. There's an individual named L.L. Loud, okay? And he's the guy who actually found in Nevada, his Llewellyn Lamont Loud, born in Maine in 1879. He's the guy who actually ended up excavating the red-headed giants. So let's see, what else do I got? I'm just flipping through some shit here. Let's see, we got California prehistory. We got that duck. The Lovelock giants. Let's see, hold on.
Have you heard the one over on Catalina Island in California, right? The little island off of L.A.?
Yeah, I don't have that one, but yeah, I'm sure they're everywhere. I think that's the thing, right? I also, you know what I did notice too. I want to bring this up as we kind of get down to the 3-hour mark here. And again, I'm not trying to run you off. So if you're comfortable, I'm comfortable.
You're good.
Okay, if you're good, I'm good. Now here's the thing though. I did find, now this is the problem, right? This, just like I talked about earlier when I did the Tom DeLonge bit and talked about his fake UFO videos, this MFer always posts. Now there's also a shit ton of fake big skeleton things. And I got some pictures of those too. But I mean, like like the ones you shared, Kelly, like I didn't get a chance to vet any of that, but like most of that looks legit to me. They're older photographs in many cases, right? Black and whites. You know what I mean? It's like you can't easily.
Yeah, those are actually those are pictures. Those are cutting from old newspaper clippings.
Exactly.
So those some of those pictures you're finding, and they're actually actual photos that they used in the story that they writ for the paper. So that's what's crazy about it. Some of these ones that you can find, you know, what I mean, you got to go to these old towns, and you know, some of them now they probably still have it on film or something, but still, even getting on film is some shit that you can't even get on computer because no one's looking for that shit. You know, I mean, no one's really delving for, like, you know, unless you're into it like us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. And it's I think, I don't know. It almost seems to be like, I don't know, like for me, why would I personally, like, and I'm going to ask you too after I make this statement. Personally, I just don't see any value in faking shit like this. You know what I mean? Like the attention I get is like, oh, big deal. He's a liar and a good Photoshop guy. You know what I'm saying? So like, do you see any value for yourself in faking some of this shit to kind of like muddy the waters and make the shit that's actually reality look bad? You know what I mean? Do you see value in that at all?
No, I mean, unless, like, you know, there is no sideshow kick for that anymore. You know, really, like a side circus. There's like some that you could probably go visit. You know what I mean? But they're not a traveling thing that you go do anymore. So, for example, check this shit out. You ever heard it called the Cap Dua?
No, never heard of that.
Okay, it's supposedly this giant. It's this giant that, you know, it was passed around in some of the those sideshow things like that. But the story behind it is that it was a giant they had found. You know, it was over like in it was off anyway. They found this giant either dead or they on the side of the beach, or they killed it and they drug it back to Europe, and it was traveling around in Europe for a while. Well, then finally it got over to the United States, and I believe it was one of the famous ones that they have now, right? I can't remember the big circuses, one of the three that they had. Anyway, it came here, and it was when I was stationed in Maryland, right? It just happened so be it that there was this old antique shop over in Baltimore, and they had that fucking thing there. And me and the wife, we packed in, we drove 2 hours to Baltimore to go check this shit out because I was in Southern Maryland. So we get to Baltimore and we went into this antique shop, and there it is. It's in this giant long case. This thing is probably about, I would say, between 12 to 15 feet tall. It's got two heads. That's the crazy shit about
Two
it.
heads. Two heads.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It's got two heads on one body, and it's, you know what I mean? So, but you know what? I forgot to look to see if it had 5 or 6 fingers or toes. I didn't even look to fucking bother to look at that. I was just happy to see this goddamn thing. But once we got there, so I laid on the ground because, you know what I mean? It's kind of covered with some other stuff that they're trying to sell in there. Because this guy, he's an older guy, you know, him and his wife, they're an older folk, you know. And I'm talking like 80s, 90s, you know what I mean? And they own this place. But anyway, I got to talking with him, and, you know, he's got weird stuff like that, like two-headed, you know, lizards or sharks, you know, that are stuffed and shit like that. But he came across this one, and he has never let it go for I don't know how long. And, you know, it even says on it, at first he had it out where, you know, you could kind of look at him, but, you know, he had to put it behind glass because people wanted to touch him and shit. So he had to, and they actually, I think, like, fucked with it, and he did try to, like, fix it kind of like on the face, right? You could tell it's fake, right? Just a couple things. I think it was like on the eye or like the mouth, something on there. I can't remember, but the rest of it looks mummy. Now I've only seen mummies in museums like maybe a couple times, and this shit looked like a goddamn mummy. It looked pretty real to me. You know what I'm saying? As like a mummified body, the skin dried and connected to it. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. If you look it up, if you guys, your callers out there, it's called the Cap Duwa, CAPDDAWA or something like that. Duwa.
All right,
Pretty
let's
crazy
find out.
looking.
D.
Yeah.
All right, let's
Yeah.
see. Let's find
And
out.
it's actually that's what it was. The place was called the Antique Store. That's the name, or the Antique Man. That was the place where it's at now in Baltimore.
Okay, I don't see it on a quick search, but whatever. I mean, yeah, as you know,
Yeah.
they don't. This shit is not front and center, so I didn't expect to find it that easily anyway. Okay, so okay, given that,
Yeah,
now-
what you put in it for?
sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just asking what you put in for, like Cap Duwa Giant.
Yeah, I put Captua skeleton is what I put. But okay, if you can find it, fine, no problem. Okay, so let me ask you this as we continue here and finish this up. So we have reported by the World News Daily Report, and this is what pisses me off about a lot of this stuff. Now, this particular article says Smithsonian admits to destruction of thousands of giant human skeletons in the early 1900s. Okay, which fine, cool. Like you have newspaper clippings. You've got photographs of these newspapers that like of the early 1900s. You know what I mean? So if you're gonna post articles like this, at least put a date on the publish. There's no date on the publishing article, which pisses me off a lot because this could have been 10 years ago for all the fuck I know. And then it continues here, and they don't have any links. It says a U.S. Supreme Court ruling has forced the Smithsonian institution to release classified papers dating from the early 1900s that proves the organization was involved in a major historical cover-up, right? And you read through this,
yeah.
And so I don't just take when I find an article like this, I'm like, oh shit, here we go. But then I go down and see if there's any links, because if they put their sources in here, right, you can follow up on their sources. But there's no fucking links to anything, right? There's like one picture of a giant femur and this dude that looks maybe fake because the thing's brown as fuck, right? Like even fossils are like, like stone, not brown like this thing. But there's no actual, so they're saying that like the Supreme Court, wait, let me read this again. A U.S. Supreme Court ruling, right? So you would expect to be able to find that and have a link to that, but there's no fucking link in this thing. And this is what I'm saying. This is what pisses me off a lot about this. Because for every person that takes this seriously and wants to actually get to the bottom of these things, there's a dozen or more that don't. They just want some clickbait shit. You know what I'm saying? It pisses me off a lot. So whether this is true or not, I can't verify that. And I like to verify things. I do spend some extra time to kind of go through and make sure we keep one foot in reality. And that's probably why we're different from most of these conspiracy type shows, because I want to make sure we keep one foot in reality, because it belongs there. Like it's easy to just kind of lift off into the stratosphere and, talk about the fairies and the elves, but we don't fucking do that. Like I want a damn source, and this is a source, but they don't source where they got this information from. So anyway, there's my little rant. You know what I'm saying though?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because when you want to, like, you're like a person like ourselves, what I mean, or someone that's into the stuff that we are into, we want to get into. We don't want to just see stuff, I mean, like someone can write some bullshit and then it's like the clickbait that you're always saying, So if we you're really serious about it and you see something that catches your eye, you want to get into it, look, like you're saying, links or even something that shows where, okay, well, give me the the case number for the shit so I can look it up myself. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But
I want to see it myself. What it says, not what you tell me it says. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and but I have seen documentaries about this guy. He was talking about his great grandfather or something. I think it was, and he was he worked for that museum, for the Smithsonian, and they did. He's saying that his grandfather, he told he had stories, and that that they not only this is how they got rid of them. You know, some of the bones that they took is they took them out into the harbor and they would, you know, dump them off into the ocean, or you know, because some of them they said they had so many it was piling up everywhere. That's how many bones they had. That's what's crazy about it. Some of their other ones too, you know, they probably went into private collections. You know what I mean? People that, especially back then, you know what I mean? They'd probably say they're from the museum and they come up and snatch some shit up, or you know, just get rid of it. Like, because again, you know, it doesn't fit their narrative. It doesn't fit, you know, the whole what's his name again? The whole from apes to a human. You know,
Darwin.
that
Darwin.
yeah, yeah, Darwin theory. There's no evolution for that shit. It just skips. You know what I mean? But it's weird if you. Oh man, sometimes I just get so frustrated, and you know, when you see it and read it, it's just like come on, man. And the evidence is there. It's like it's all right there. I mean, from your biblical to your ancient writings to ancient stories to like, and it's just this shit's worldwide. It's like hello.
Yeah, no, exactly. And then so I got another article here from blankexit.com. 13 giant human skeletons, are they real or fake? Now I'm going to just buzz through this real fast because we're kind of and we're at the rounded up and get to the goods here. But there's a shit ton of like literally photoshopped shit. Now okay, now I want to point this out. Now this is critically important, and I'm super glad you showed up tonight, Kelly, with some, and not just showing up, you brought receipts. Again, you're like, look, I've got photographs from old newspapers, right, that are like black and white and shit. Now look at this. I'm gonna just scroll through this real fast. Now I linked this article if you guys want to check it out yourself. But like giant skeleton found in the 1930s, and clearly photoshopped. Like this is like it's just unbelievable how they just put like a little, like you can take a regular ass skeleton and just Photoshop a little dude in the picture and then say giant skeletons, right? And there's a ton of them, right? That's what they do. And there's a shit ton of these. Look, giant skull in Brazil, Wisconsin, 1912. This giant ass skull in Spain. I mean, this is obviously fake as fuck. There's so much fake stuff out here. It's unbelievable, right? Giant Harvard medical skull in the 1890s, but that's actually fake. It was like, you know, for teaching purposes, you know what I mean? And it's like on and on, like literally they don't end. It's like some of these are real, but they're not in context. So here we go, another one, the famous Egyptian giant skeletons photo. This one's fake. Yeah, it's like fake, fucking fake. Fuck, why am I wasting my time, you know? Like, it pisses me off so much because this is the clickbait shit. Now look, they clickbait based on the things we're actually talking about. Okay?
Yeah.
So we won't take the next step and say, oh, there's humans, like giant human skeletons everywhere under your feet. You know, they populated the earth in the millions back thousands of years ago. You know what I mean? We're not saying that because that's probably not the case. All right? They were a little more rare than that. And, you know, like they say titans from or the demigods from the Greek mythology, or the Igigi from the Anunnaki, like, you know, the Nephilim from the Bible. Like, there's so many different actual things. And like you said, how many? 200, right? You said 200 is the number?
Yeah, that is correct.
Yeah. So they're not everywhere. And so this is the thing, right? So these people, these clickbait lying piece of shit artists out there are just throwing it out there to get clicks, right? Because they know people are interested in this topic, because they know it's in the Bible, because they know it's like in many mythologies and fables past. But here we are, right? We're trying to figure out the truth of this, and we end up looking like a bunch of knuckleheads because of these idiots that want the clickbait money from making some bullshit photoshops like that. Again, like Tom DeLonge in the beginning, it pisses me off. You show the fake shit as the real shit, and then you're the man, right? No, fuck that. Right? I mean, come on.
Okay, yeah, you know, a lot of things too is like, you know, other people want to say different evidence. So like you've seen the footprints that you've seen, like petrified footprints, you know what I mean, that look giant size. There's one that is actually interesting to me is like two sets of footprints of one of a god that they claim to be this is in India. It's in front of, I believe, in Dindera, and there's two big ass footprints. I mean, and the one they found in Africa with a guy, it seems like on the side of a wall. I mean, where you could have, were like, it could have been a footprint, and out throughout the years, it might have been lifted and tilted somehow. There is a ton of evidence for that shit. For me too, is like if you look at that type shit. I mean, especially in India too. Those guys with their history is right. They're spot on. I mean, there's no like, okay, well, maybe this, or that it was a kind of a symbolism of this, or it means that. Hell no, man. Their gods came from outer space. You know what I mean? They got green skin depicted in green goddamn skin, and that's also in Egypt as well. You know what I mean? But cause they're depicting them like that, or no, what's the name? In blue skin too.
Yeah, blue.
Their gods,
they got Shiva. Shiva's blue skin, like 4 arms, 6 arms, and shit. Like
yeah, and
yeah,
it's like, come on, like, and it's not like one or twice. You know what I mean? That shit is rampant throughout their their nation. You know what I'm saying? And it's all the same. And like that one guy that I've actually posted on your page sometimes, he came off of he's done a lot of the ancient astronaut theories, but he does a lot of his stuff is from ancient India. And man,
I know that guy. He's on YouTube.
Yeah,
what's his name? I can't remember his name. He's fantastic. I'll find it and I'll find it and link it. He's fantastic. Yeah. He's always looking at the Indian stuff. He's actually looking at the Indian sculptures and their mythology, and he's matching it up and saying, "Hey, this shit was real, and not just real. It wasn't made up. Like this is what they saw, and so this is what they carved in stone." Yeah, crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff.
Yeah. So okay, now also I found it is Kapdwa. The one thing it was K. It starts with a K. KAPDWA. If you want to look that up,
okay.
Any of the people want to look that up. But yeah, that's what me and my wife went and go see. We went and checked that. That was pretty crazy.
Okay, got it. Hold on one moment here. There we go. Got it. I got a linking it up, and we'll put it up on the screen here in just a sec. Okay, yeah, Kapdwa. I spelled it wrong. Wouldn't you know? Wouldn't you know? All right, here we go. Kapdwa. Praveen Mohan. Yes, thank you, William. William's got it exactly.
There you go, Praveen Mohan.
That's the guy. That's the guy.
He's badass. Yeah,
that's the guy. Yeah, that's the guy who goes through and does that stuff. Check him out. Like, and again, he's got a shit ton of of followers, and they're like threatening to take him down all the time. Like he's got videos going up, and he's like this may be my last video. Shit, like they're on it.
Can you believe that shit? They said they had no evidence for shit. I'm like, dude, he's giving you the evidence right there.
Yeah. Go look.
I know, man. I feel sorry for that guy too. I was like, man, they're trying to they're trying to hide the truth, bro.
Yeah, exactly. It just it doesn't match. It doesn't fit in the books. They don't have descriptions for it. They can't put it into a theory nicely and neatly. So here we are. And now this is the crazy part, right? Now we're not crazy people. We're just not. Like listen. Right?
Yeah.
We're not crazy people. You know what I mean? I'm like knocking shit over and like smashing things and screaming at the fucking heavens and this is my point, like listen to the words we say. Like we don't go out there and make ridiculous points to make ridiculous points. We're saying, hey, look, here are the sources we have. Right, wrong, or indifferent. You decide whether they are, but there's sources for these things. Well, we're not nuts here. There's something to this. There's definitely something to this. All right, so the story of Kapdwa, real quick before we finish this up, which literally means 2 heads, appears in British records in the early 20th century. I found this website called mysteriesunsolved.com. All right. And as various voyage records between the 17th and 19th centuries. The legend says that Kapdwa was a 2-headed Patagonian giant with a height of 12 feet or 3.66 months, lived in the jungles of Argentina, South America. There you go. There he is. There's the guy. There's an artist depiction, and let's see. There's an actual. There you go. There's the mummy. The Mummy of Kapdwa, Baltimore, Maryland, and Bob's Sideshow, the Antique Man, owned by Robert Gerber and his wife. Like you said, 90 years old and still trucking.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting
Yeah, man.
about that? 90 years old and still trucking. Got some passion for it. I went up to Area 51 up here. All right? It's like an hour and 45 minutes from the house. I go up there, and in this little tiny thing, the little alien, it's the same thing. There's a little old lady running this joint, right? Little like she was running with her husband for a very long time, and unfortunately he passed away. But little old lady running the joint. We come in there, and she's super nice, and they're redecorating. She apologizes for the mess. You know, it's just I don't know. There's something about the older folks, that have a little bit more respect for where we came from and not where we're headed.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the conversation with those two was for hours, bro. We just stood there. They had some shit that was. We want to go back, actually, go grab more stuff too, man. Like, and I don't care how much money that shit is. I want it. I gotta have it. There's this mask that it's like it's like a Halloween mask, but it's all made out of like old crepe papers type shit, and it's got old paint on it. It's a clown face, man. This shit looks wicked, and I gotta have it.
Gotta have it. All right, there you go. Maybe it's on their website. Maybe you can buy it. But though,
No,
you know what? I was about to say. Go ahead. I was about to say there's something a little less. What would you say? A little less. Let's just say cool. Let's call it cool. A little less cool about buying some stupid thing on the internet than actually going to the place, meeting the people, looking them in the eye, talking to them, and buying something from them. So yeah, I'm with you there.
Oh.
I understand exactly what you're saying.
Oh yeah, it's just it's personal. You know what I mean? When you go there and do shit, man.
Yeah, exactly. And if you guys haven't been, the Little Alien in Rachel, Nevada, I highly recommend. We're about to go back. There's when we went, they were remodeling, and there's supposedly going to be some new shit, so we're going to go back and check it out. But yeah, very nice people, and those are the things, right? Like these tiny little things in these backwater areas with like how big was that shop, Kelly? Was it bigger or smaller than your house?
No, this thing was it was a big ass shop. Probably,
Okay.
Man, he's got a lot of shit in there. I mean,
Okay,
and the
that's
history. Not to go off topic, but real quick, there's an artist there. You know what I mean? He was a big time artist from Europe, and then he came here to Baltimore, and then throughout the time in the '60s, of course, got into drugs, and then next he was on the streets, but he was trying to paint like fucking cardboard and shit, and his shit was spectacular. But and they even use like there's a brewery down there that uses his symbolism of this. It's like a guy with one eye, right? And about beer uses them. They bought the thing for him. That's kind of like helped him get off the street. But in this guy, he's got all these pictures of the guy of that style of painting that he does. And holy this dude's got shit tons of art in there. I've got all kinds of art from him, man. It's incredible though. If you guys ever get a chance, go check it out.
Yeah, if you can, send me a link. I'll put it up on the show notes here. Yeah, so given all the stuff, like it's all over the place, right? It's all over the damn place. And so we didn't even talk about Bigfoot, right? And so you would figure Bigfoot has some like connection in between this. We talked about the Bible, the Nephilim. We talked about the Anunnaki. We talked about the Igigi. We talked about the red-headed giants of Lovelock Cave in Nevada, and the cannibals, and they were fighting with the natives there. Like there's a ton of shit here, but think about it. Right? What is a Bigfoot? Right? Given all of that, it kind of fits, doesn't it? Like it's these giants. They're just hairy, right?
Yeah. For me, like I was telling you, it comes from the Sumerian story of Gilgamesh, and his name is Enkidu, and he is half. So this is the thing that he was half. He's not even human. He's half like Earth, part of Earth. What it was like, where they created him out of clay or some shit, and then fucking brought him to life. That's what he is, and the reason why they built it because they wanted him to battle Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh was a giant, and he, a big dude, right? So, and he was, he ruled over. So he was battling Gilgamesh, but Gilgamesh, and him and Enkidu battled for like what I don't know, seemed to, in the book it seemed like months.
It's a dozen years
finally,
or something. Something
yeah,
like
and
that.
they, in the story, he fell to Gilgamesh. Instead of killing him, he wanted to keep him as like, well, he didn't keep him. He brought him back to health, and it was like his buddy. And so on his companion, they went, on these, I guess this destiny to find the plant of life. And he killed in Lil's bull. That's a symbolism like you see in like in Rome and like and those old
Greek
stories, or even
Yeah.
in Mesopotamia and like or anywhere they talk about the symbolism of the bull, then taking down the bull. That's in Lil's symbol, and that's his age was the bull, and it was actually cut short because of that they killed him. And in the story, it's pretty crazy. If you ever get a chance to read that one too, the Epic of Gilgamesh, it's pretty crazy too. Because in there too, it's even the biblical flood. And so what's weird is like, okay, so if there's two different ages or time frames from the flood, from the Bible, even from the Epic of Gilgamesh, or even the Book of Enki, they talk about it, right? The deluge. But other scholars I've seen talk about there was different deluge. Deluge. There was just there was like 2 or 3 deluges that happened on the planet, not just one. That completed everyone. Because what's weird is that if you go throughout, if you give that time frame, the Chinese, around that time didn't have no flooding. They said there was like a little bit of storming, but there was no like flood that flooded the whole planet, like they said. You know what I'm saying? And like different parts of the planet in that history time frame, they said yeah, they had they traced their history and shit. There was somebody that always marked something, a scribe that was scribed down on what was going on, but there was no like a wiping out of the whole planet of a flood. You know what I mean? It's just, I believe, with certain areas, maybe the whole Middle East. You know what I mean? Because the Ice Age back then, when they landed here, it was just mostly like the Middle East area, or the middle of the planet didn't have an ice cap on it, let's say. And you know what I mean? You had the receding of the, and what we have left of the ice cap. So maybe the chunk fell off, and that's how it happened. Or maybe their planet was coming around and warming the planet like we have now, and boom, caused to have calamity on this planet.
Yeah, I mean, you just think of it, right? Like, we go back to the last probably, major biblical calamity, and it was a flood, right? It was supposedly, like you said, a worldwide flood, but different cultures didn't report it like that. But that was like what, like approximately 12,000 years ago. All right. So now just think about it in terms of like how long the world's been around. Billions of years. So like, we know about the, let's just take those things for like what they're worth, like at face value. Now the flood, sure, fine. It happened. Yep. Good. It's in a lot of documents, a lot of texts. Middle East, probably, right? Like, we're talking probably about the Red Sea area. Like, this shit probably flooded like an MFer. Like, probably ruined a lot of those things that were kind of on the coast of the Red Sea. And there's still like probably things that are still underwater as a result of that. But then we're talking about 12,000 years, right? We know about the dinosaur impact that they say that happened 65 million years ago. So let's just take the two and be like, all right, well, how many floods do you think happened between the dinosaur impact at the Chicxulub crater in the Yucatan Peninsula and the 12,000 year flood that we know of? You know what I mean? It's like it's an unbelievable span of time just between those two things. Yeah, it's sick. It's sick. It's sick in a bad way, because we just don't know all the things that happened. The ice ages. You know what I mean? Like, we like to think we know. And I always say this, the hubris of humans, the hubris of human science. It's one thing to be like, well, this is what we know, and this is all we know. And so as a result, we don't really know much. But they never say that. They never say that. They always say, this is what happened, with certainty. Yeah. And that's not the freaking case, people. Come on, there's so many blanks. We're like half of 1%, and we think we know everything. It's just dumb. It's just dumb. I know I'm preaching to the choir. I know you agree with me. This is it just pisses me off. It just pisses me off. Kelly, you're the best, man. Thanks for hanging out tonight. We're going to finish this up. Any final thoughts on this, on the forbidden archaeology and the floods and the Anunnaki and the Bible and the aliens and My lord, in the big feet. The big feet. We didn't even get to the big feet, barely.
Yeah. For me, I would just say for everybody, I mean, just, and I'm pretty sure they do, but like, instead of just watching videos and stuff like that, get into the books. You know what I'm saying? Get into some real research, and there you will find the answers of some of the answers you're looking for. Because all you have to do is plug it in. You know what I mean? You don't need to have anybody tell you anything to know the knowledge of what's happening. You know what I mean? For me, it's by research. It's just by knowing. You know what I mean? Just like you're talking about. Like I have what I call my encyclopedias of videos and pictures and clippings and all kinds of shit that I have collected throughout my research time of going into rabbit holes or whatnot. And they're deep. Believe me, some of them are pretty deep, and it's hard to believe. But reality is stranger than fiction. I'll tell you that. When it comes to the old past.
Amen, brother. Amen to that. Amen to that. There's so much there. And again, don't I think that's a perfect juxtaposition of where we're at right now. As we finish this and talk about this and continue to look into the past and continue to look to the future to more shows and things, we talk about these sorts of things. Now, no offense to YouTube. We're on YouTube. We're YouTubers, right? But no offense to YouTube, but for fuck's sakes, like so often there's a lot of clickbait garbage. Okay? There just is. And so not only that, it's whether you want to believe it or not, the clickbait garbage is curated by the technocrats, and they allow you to see what they want you to see. Because like I said, even when we started the show, way back to when Frank was here, there was tons of shit that we searched and found, and half of it was taken down off of YouTube, right? Half of the articles were, like the blogs were gone, whether that was just somebody not paying for the blog anymore, but there were like banned YouTubes, I mean, I'm telling you, the things we see are the things they want us to see. And don't ever forget that. In a digital world, it's ever changing. And like 1984, a book written in print that sits on your shelf stays static. Okay? Now, if you go to YouTube, the shit changes because they can ban this, they can ban that. And by doing those things, right, that's digital book burning. But if you have a book on their shelf, we're talking Civil War before they can burn your books. All right? And Kelly's got a great point, and I think that's a great way to wrap this up, because go to your thrift stores. Like there's value there, guys. There's old books, right? For cheap. You can get shit for like $1 at some of these places. Like don't discount these sources. I'm telling you, these sources, again, like I said, the hubris of humans. We look to the past and we shun it like it's disgusting. And we look to the future and we accept it like it's the Shangri-La. And really, when you think about it, it's fucking opposite. It's the opposite. Like I always say, we live in the upside down. We live in the damn upside down.
Yeah,
go to those thrift stores, get those books. Kelly's completely right. You're amazing, bro. Thanks for hanging out tonight. Thanks for showing up. Again, look, this is the beauty of this show. Is it not, Kelly? Like, I'm like, hey, look, I did this thing and I had a whole bunch of shit because I have to make sure I fill 3 hours by myself. And you were like, hey, let's do this. I invited you. You hopped your shit on and here we are. Right?
Hell yeah.
Isn't this good?
Yeah.
Dude, this is good. This is good. Like, I'm honored. Thanks for spending the time with me tonight. Thanks for contributing. You make all of this better all the time when you call, when you post, and when you listen. And shout out to Michelle. I know she's out there listening with you too. And amazing, bro. Amazing, right? Like, what show can you listen to where it turns into something completely different than when you started because somebody calls in? There we go. My huge thanks to you, Kelly. Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, not a problem, man. I just wanted to say before one last thing before we all head out. I just want to say that, hey, as a veteran, a happy Veterans Day. And also, if you ever have veteran friends out there, please keep an eye on them. I mean, a lot of them are all quiet. But it's not only that we lose veterans in wars, but we also lose them when they come home, when they commit suicide. Just please keep an eye on your veterans, your friends and family that you're out there. I know sometimes it's harder than others. You know, some seem more than others, but at the same time, I just hope that you guys see your way to helping these people out. I mean, they were there for us, and just be there for them when they need it. Anyway, besides that, you guys enjoy your evening, and happy Veterans Day. Enjoy your day tomorrow.
You too, man. Happy Veterans Day. Happy birthday to the Marine Corps. I think it was.
Hoorah!
Hoorah! There you go. There you go. And thanks for pointing that out. Thanks for your service, Kelly. You were the man. Thanks for hanging out tonight. Thanks for being you, man. Hang in there. Do the things that you do, and don't quit, man. Don't quit. Don't let the narrative beat you down, man. We have our own minds. As long as we have our own minds, and I think it's worth fighting for. So yeah. Good shit, right? Troubled minds. Yes, sir. It doesn't have to be solid and right, because everybody's not always right. But yeah, for sure. Troubled minds, they are ours. They are your own. Fight for them as long as you can, because the narratives that we preach and the narratives that they bring are diametrically opposed. And I think this is the conversation. And that's why we do the show. And that's why you guys listen. That's why we do it. And that's why we won't give up. So again, thanks again for hanging out. You're the best, Kelly. Much praise to you and your wife for being you. Being dog people. Being dog people. Hell yeah. All right, here we go. We're finishing this up. Outro music. There you go. Giants, Lovelock Cave. Look at this. We went from giants, cannibal giants, redheaded at the Lovelock Cave. We went to the Nephilim in the Bible, and then we went all over the damn place. Everywhere else. We ended up with, hold on, let me pull this up, the Cap D'Oie. The Cap D'Oie in Maryland, the two-headed giant. I'm telling you what. There's nothing better than doing this live. If literally, I could read this in in my room and edit it perfectly for a 45-minute show, and it would be like 1,000 times less fun because I don't get to include you guys. Thanks for hanging out. Kelly, again, you're the best. As we finish, outro music. Click.
Peace out.
Peace out. There we go. Peace out. Peace out. At the end, you're listening to Troubled Minds Radio. I'm your host, Michael Strange. I'm here with Kelly from Colorado. He is the man. He was the first dude who ever called in this show. He's been listening forever. He's been contributing forever, and we are forever thankful for Kelly for, one, validating us for calling in, and two, for continuing to contribute, bring us shit we've never heard of. Did you ever hear of Cap D'Oie before tonight? Yep, me neither. And guess what? That's because of Kelly. That's because Kelly and Michelle went there, and they were able to say, hey, we were there, we saw this shit, look it up, and there it is. And that's what this show is about. This show's about us. It shows about us getting together and talking about these things. And yeah. Hell yeah. Final thoughts, my man.
Have a good evening. You guys stay true to yourself and be kind to yourself and to others.
There you go. Happy Veterans Day. You know any veterans? Reach out to them. Tell them, invite them over. Cook them dinner, right? Make a barbecue. Yeah. Get some people over. Do those types of things. This stuff is important, especially more now with this COVID shit. It's more important. We need to get together. We need to take care of each other. Please do that. Reach out. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your family. And don't buy the bullshit. Don't buy the bullshit. You know what I'm talking about. I don't have to reiterate. We talk about it all the time. We'll be back on Friday, and you know what that means. Friday is more of this. Aliens, conspiracy, the paranormal, and everything in between. You guys are the best. We'll see you soon. Kelly, have a good night. Thanks for hanging out with us. Everybody else, we'll see you soon. At the end, it's too much fun, right? I have so much fun. I just laugh the whole time. From our troubled minds to yours, thanks for listening. Have a great night.